I stepped in the ring, firelight in my eyes. Cold steel ready, no room for goodbyes. Broken dreams on a rusted old trail. Dust in my boots, I ain't here to fail. Heart's racing wild, breath hanging thin. One wrong step and it's back to where you've been. The stakes are high, no second chance. You ride or you fall, this life ain't a dance. There ain't no saving, no safe ground. Just crack those spurs and battlegrounds. Lord, every stumble carves a name. Light that torch and stake your claim. Lord, no rest for the wicked. Ride hard or lay low. There ain't no checkpoint down that road. Hold your steel, let the fire rise in your chest. One shot, one life. Now fight like the best. Fade to black, nah, I ride again. Scars on my soul and a storm in the wind. Ghosts of the past try to take their toll, but I saddle up strong with a burning soul. Thunder rolls in the heat of the fight. Cold sweat grips when it cuts just right. You're done, says fate, but I ain't through. Cause I was born to lose and still ride true. Rise from dust to flame. Through blood and blame. In the still we forge our name. In pain, in flame. Lord, ain't no saving, no safe ground. Just crack those spurs and battlegrounds. Lord, every stumble carves a name. In pain, in flame. No rest for the wicked. Ride hard or lay low. There ain't no checkpoint down that road. Hold your steel, let the fire rise in your chest. One shot, one life. Now fight like the best. No rest, no peace, just glory or grief.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. I hope all you guys are doing well out there, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for coming in and checking out this video, this VOD, however you're experiencing the content that I make here on the YouTubes. Tonight, we're diving back into hardcore. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a special live stream during the day as The Wicked Inside is getting ready to release. And the best news of all, the housework is almost done. The family is moving back in. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night. We're going to be having a good old fun freaking time. Hopefully enjoying the rest of our summer. I hope you're enjoying your summer as well. But we'll be getting back to kind of a more normal streaming schedule where we will be streaming bright and early on Saturday mornings. And tonight, like I said, we're diving into hardcore. We got Chezo in the chat, being the first to chat here. You can watch the content that I make across, I think, every platform possible. Maybe not TikTok, because who freaking knows, right? But if you guys are watching on any of the platforms, we will be doing a giveaway tonight. However, to be eligible for the giveaway, you got to sound off in the chat here on YouTube, because that's just how Nightbot does it. So we'll go over the rules as it goes through. In fact, actually, let's get a little bit silly, shall we? A little bit silly. We'll put out a goal here, and again, you have no need to hit it, but we'll give away a second copy. Let's see here. Give away second copy of No Rest for the Wicked. For the Wicked. All right, cool. We'll start that goal if anybody chooses. What's up, Sixpence? He says, hey, Jins, thanks for all the update and hard work, mate. Thanks for stopping by, Sixpence. I'm really glad you're here, dude. I'm going to jump into some hardcore because that's what we're going to be doing. We're progressing on my hardcore character. I've got I've been kind of moving things around today, so things are a little bit misaligned, but yeah, that's what it is. I'm just going to make sure I have all the chats up so I can see all the information. So I never want to miss a chat. If for some reason I do tag at Ginger Prime, and usually that makes it a little bit more visible, and for some reason I lost the kick page as well, so restructuring, and we've got it. Awesome. Chizzo says, hey. All right, am I on my hard? Yes, I'm on what I named as Death, and I'm looking for a scythe. However, I've been doing a faith build, so not gonna complain about that one iota. Thanks also for all those who checked out the interview that I had with Thomas. That was really great. If you want to talk about this, if you want to talk about Switch, Borderlands, like anything going on in gaming right now, feel free. You can obviously sound off in chat, but if you're so inclined, anybody's welcome to come join in on the Discord chat as well. We treat this kind of like a live call-in show. The phone lines are open. Top link in the description will get you where you need to go. Chezo says, hoping they drop it this week. Come on, Thomas. Let's do it. If they do not drop it this week, Chesno, I will be gifting out 5 members here on the channel because I made a prediction. And when I make a prediction, especially with the time frame attached to it, I like to have something at stake. So we do know Wicked Inside tomorrow. We do know Steam Summer Sale. It seems like the perfect week to drop the update. However, it could wait a week, but I'm willing to bet that this Thursday is when we're going to see it, because I do feel like with this Wicked Inside, we're going to also see the introduction of what am I drawing, like the patch notes and things like that. In fact, I really wanted to call the stream for tomorrow kind of like and patch notes, so I'll have to update that if that ends up being the case. I cannot wait to see what it's like, how it feels to upgrade our freaking whispers and be able to kind of zip around with enough investment. Trip says, hello, hope you're having a great day. Are you going to play Borderlands 4? I am right now in the yes column, and which is it's a big turnaround. I love Borderlands 2. Borderlands 3, I was like, there's something off about this from the get. I made a video talking about that. Obviously, before the game came out, got a lot of hate rained down on me at that time. And then essentially, a lot of people were like, well, yeah, you kind of feel it. Borderlands 4, not getting a negative vibe. And I hope that's a good thing. And everybody that, at least that I've heard that's gone hands-on with it, obviously they've got that access. I always kind of call that into question. I think it's not something that necessarily means they're not going to give you the truth, but there is obviously, we're all very well aware of it within traditional gaming journalism, a quid pro quo, if you will. So I'm everything I keep hearing seems positive. That could be just really good marketing. It could just be, the fact that I honestly would love to play another Borderlands. And if they can really kind of knock it out of the park, heck yeah. But that's coming out in September. So we got a summer of No Rest for the Wicked, and then maybe it'd be kind of fun. That I really wish Destiny didn't suck. I play Destiny so much, and it's like, and then now I'm like, I really would like a good looter shooter in my life. So, Clark says, what does this mean? Wicked, refined waiting room. That is, so the, Breach Refined is the name of the patch. So as you guys will notice in streams, I will title streams, something, waiting room, which is pointing to the next update, to come. It's been in the past patch 1 because that's kind of what the devs have been calling it. But it now has a name, so that we're going to use the name. So after Breach Refined, it'll be the multiplayer or co-op update waiting room. We'll have that tag on the title, and then we'll just kind of keep going from there. The concept is we're waiting for the next patch, and so that's how that all works. Also, huge thanks for the 9 likes, guys. I really, really do appreciate that. That's a great start to the stream already in it. Oh, The trailer goes live tomorrow. We will be doing a live react discussion, and if they have the patch notes, I really hope they have the patch notes. We'll be able to kind of go from there and break it all down and just get it generally excited. So I'm very much hopeful that they drop the Wicked Inside, which gives us the trailer, yada yada yada, and then from there, what is this complaining about? Okay, there we go. And then from there we get patch notes, and then we get the release date, hopefully for Thursday. I'll have to find some time to stream. I might do a really early stream, skip the gym or something like that, and play if that's the case. But I guess Thursday, generally they launch it around like 10 a.m. Central. So I don't think I'll be able to stream Thursday night. We'll figure it out. We'll find some time to hang out and check out all the content, all the new updates. The nice thing is everybody will be home. We're going to be having a go freaking time. Yeah. Dude, I really hope so too. I think, and based off of just like kind of timing, just to give you guys like how I would estimate this if I was in the dev room with them, is that here we are, end of June, and the refined update is pretty much on our doorstep. I don't think they're going to go into July. We will see. That would mean, though, I would think that you want to kind of put a little bit of buffer. And so I don't think July is going to be when they release the multiplayer update. Unfortunately, I do think August is more, increases the likelihood. September might be a really good month, but you also got to remember, like, trying to compete with the likes of Borderlands would be an interesting choice, Dude, Randy, like, it's not like, honestly, how is it that any entertainment product, I get freedom of speech, right? I'm all for freedom of speech. But like, how is it that it's like, oh, you work for this studio? Get the F off of X. Just get off of this as like, or have some super anonymity. Because I'm saying, like, even within like Hollywood actors, I saw an interesting thing that, like, I think maybe it was Denzel Washington, and he was talking to Jordan B. Peterson about which was in the recent movie Sinners. I think he's an excellent actor. He was Killmonger in the Black Panther movie. Like, just get off. Like, don't overexpose yourselves and your opinions. Like, you're selling an entertainment product. And I got that. And I get the counter arguments to what I'm saying, but it's like, in terms of it, if I was an employee, which the bonuses are tied to how these games perform and sell, like, I would be like, y'all just quiet down. Same thing with the Avowed art director. It's like, dude, like, all of us are working. We might even all agree with you, but like, you're hurting us. You're actively just bringing on, just this internet stuff, right? Internet stuff. Yay. That's why people watch me when I'm live, because I literally just fail at words. All right, let's see here. Yeah, August, mid-September is that's a good timeline. He said that, kind of when talking about October, that people will be playing it for then. It is possible that they do decide to let it, permeate and cook a little bit. But most likely there's going to be kind of a marketing campaign, and you could kind of think of, like, again, targeting big updates every 2 to 3 months. And so if they decided to go with, August or late August, perhaps early September. What's up, Jordan? How is it going? How are you feeling? I know I've been worried about you since your tweet, but I know you clarified that it's just because you're out of work. And dude, like, I get that. I get that. Oh man, dude. So O Clark says, I'm surprised you didn't try New World Temu Chrono Odyssey. Let me just check. I think I actually got invited. This is the life. That's the thing. Like, I got a video that I'm posting about Final Fantasy 14 and can it be saved, and what the devs need to do to save the game. Lots of, like, so many. I can't believe the amount of DMs and stuff that I've gotten over the last couple of days. So I'm actually posting a video on my MMO channel, Ginger Loves MMOs. But man, I tell you, MMOs for me are a season. Like, and this isn't a knock on them. They didn't do anything wrong. I still love the living crap out of them. But being real about it, woo, timeline wise, like having a family, providing for that family, working on getting in shape. It's like, I just am not in this loop of like, I gotta find a new MMO right now, right? Like, I really enjoy New World. Haven't played the new seasonal stuff. I'm sure I'm going to jump back in, probably, with the update that they'll have in October. But yeah, like I enjoy that. I'm honestly, at the end of the day, I really want to go back and play some Final Fantasy 11. I clicked on a window. I don't even know why. I know I saw Jordan got excited. She got me distracted. Looking good. Just finished a 9-hour Dark Souls. 9-hour Dark Souls. I haven't played Dark Souls. So my first introduction to Souls likes was Elden Ring. And wow. And I still haven't beaten that game. And that's a real pile of shame for me right now. But yeah, like I'm just like, and then I, did some Wukong. That was fun. Like I really see the appeal. That's kind of, and like obviously then that drew me into No Rest for the Wicked. So it's really great. But yeah, I heard Chrono Odyssey. It's just like knock up budget New World, right? It's like, oh, yeah, which is funny. But I think I did get invited. Oh, that's what I was pulling up on Steam. I think I did actually get an invitation to the beta this last weekend, or the test this last weekend. But the reality ended up being was like, and this will always be, and this is why MMOs are going to be a very seasonal thing for me right now, is that my family will always absolutely come first. And I never want my kids to be like, oh man, Dad, we never hung out. You were always busy playing video games. I play a lot of games with them right now. The reason why I stream at this hour literally is because we've been doing this home renovation. And so we've, all the kids are, over at my parents' house right now, which is not close by any means, but I go and spend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday there with them. And thankfully tomorrow I'm moving them back into the house. Thrilled. Oh my gosh. This has been such a project. It like, there's this level of satisfaction because we do the Dave Ramsey thing. So we don't live off of credit, which is really hard. The world really wants to give, you money and basically really wants to hang a rope around your neck and mess with you. So we've been saving up for years. And we had the money to like redo the floors, paint the house and things like that. So it's, so we built in a downstairs office because we just had this one giant room that was like a dining room and a front room. And like, we didn't use it. We don't even have a dining table. And so we were like, all right. And so pop that in there. And so now it's that we have a nice little office that I'm going to be moving all this setup to. So you're going to like the nice little green. That's the color we picked this is going to be the kids' playroom. So I'm really looking forward to that because I'm going to go and so I got a family Switch. I got my own Switch too. I got a family Switch. I actually have to send it into Nintendo because it came with the bottom part of what would connect into the dock is broken. So it charges from the bottom, but it doesn't slot into the dock. This has been the craziest time for me. I've had more issues with this Nintendo generation than I've had with any generation prior, but I guess it just kind of serves as a warning. All that being said is, dude, I'm looking forward to, I want to get a TV up here for the kids. Emotional damage. What's up, Mike? As a reminder, we got Mike in chat. You guys are welcome to join in chat. Top link in the description. Hit the Discord icon. Come jump into the chill room and let's have some freaking fun. Your longest 9 hours. That's Jordan. That's insane. I love you, but woo, I hope you got you stood up at some point during that. Like, I'm at 3 hours and then I'm usually gassed. Guys, do I have anybody that's a moderator on the Twitch side of things that we can give a shout out to Jordan so that if anybody wants to go check her out and her content, that'd be great. Yeah, 3 to 4. I think that's rational, right? That's a couple of Netflix, episodes. See here. Craven says, yeah, living without credit is so difficult, but it's worth it not to owe anything and not. You know, and honestly, I feel like it ends up making you where you feel like you're actually owned by the things. I had a friend that was so like in debt, and thankfully she got out of debt, but she was like, oh, I'm paying a bill on this credit card. I don't even have those clothes anymore. Like, you know, ended up wearing them, selling them, and yet she's still paying on it. And it's like, and that's the trap. And it's so easy. When we were buying this house, like we were like, we're moving to the area, they were like pre-approving us for an insane amount of money. And I was like, I don't want that hanging over my head. I don't like, they're happy to put me in like too big of a house. I was like, oh, we don't need that. So long story short, we got a reasonable house and it's almost paid off. And once it's almost paid off, that's it. That's the last person I owe money to. Yes, it's absolutely safe. Like, you know, and as always, just like I believe that it's, as long as we talk about things, you know, and listen in a respectful way, like, yeah, topics come up and people get pissed, but I'm like, no, like, well, you want to talk about it? Sure. Generally, I like, this is a great time to talk about video games, but politics, religion, sometimes that comes up. I don't put a kibosh on it, but yeah, absolutely safe. It's, you know, open mics for anybody who wants to join. Cyborg says, hello, are you excited about tomorrow? 100%. In fact, actually, I was like, I had a work meeting scheduled at that exact time. And I was like, I messaged the guy running the meeting. I was like, hey, is it cool if I skip out on this meeting? And he's like, totally. I was like, great. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a midday break and hang out with you guys and do a live react to it. Gonna be good times. Dude, this is so fun. I'm sure there's gonna be a moment. It's gonna be probably due to fall death. There we go. Yeah, in the update, some edge protection is going to be rocking and rolling in. Oh, yeah. Burkman, what's up? Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Cameron, when you need him.
I know. We got to get Cameron on the pronunciations.
He's fired again.
It's Barakuman.
Barakuman. Dude, what a freaking awesome name. Well, welcome, man. I'm glad you're here. Are you happen to be Clark or just somebody else?
I'm Clark.
Oh,
I'm Clark,
nice.
yes.
Okay, cool.
Let's change my thing right there.
Yeah, dude. You know, it's so funny because it's like hindsight being 2020, and when they talk about like branding yourself, it's like, yeah, like on Twitter, I'm Del Monte B. That was the kind of the name that I had pre, you know, making content. And then I was like, all right, I'll go with Ginger Prime. And then it's like, okay, so I have Ginger Prime on some areas, but not every area. It's, you know, so it's like, all right. It's interesting because it's actually benefited me because people have sent like screenshots trying to like dunk on me or something like that. They're like, this you? And I'm like, I don't have a character in that game named Ginger Prime at all. Like in video games, I usually call myself Bryn or Bryn Zalazar. Anyway.
Yeah, my name is some history behind it, but I don't want to go through it.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, it's like if you do, like I'm interested.
I can. It is a little spicy though, so I'm not gonna. I don't want to go too crazy about it. So.
It's 7:00 here in Central Time, so if you feel only if you feel like it, no pressure whatsoever. Bush says I can't remember if you said you know of the game called Stormmancer. I would love to see a video of it. I don't even know what that game is, Bush. If you want to drop a link or something like that, I don't know if I'll let you put it in the YouTube chat. But anyway, sorry, Clark, what were you saying?
Yeah, I used to go to this arcade. I'm from New York originally, and they had a arcade in Chinatown. And my friends, this was back in, I'm 36 now, so this was when I was like...
Dude, I'm 43, bro. Like, you're good.
Yeah, I was like 14, 15. And,
yeah.
I was going to the arcade, and some guy, me and we're playing games all day, Street Fighter, you know, I'm into fighting games.
Dude,
then,
I love me some Street Fighter.
So, my friend, I'm the quote-unquote token black guy of the group.
Oh, me too.
All right. Yeah. so my friends, I'm playing with this guy I just met, and he's like, I never really hang out with a black man before. You're cool black guy. He had the Asian accent. So
Oh, yeah?
So my friends heard it and was like, ha, black man. So then
Oh.
I stuck to that, and then I changed it to, because I used to like anime, so I kind of animated out. That was it.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's also funny too, because it's like it's always interesting because it's like when things especially are asked out of ignorance, it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Boom. Yeah, did you see that thing online? Like it was like a week ago about like how gingers are the new or are black. That lady just like declaring it.
See that.
Cracked me up, dude.
It's hilarious.
I was like, what? Like,
Okay.
because it's wild. Because my favorite sets. So I do stand up comedy. My favorite sets are like when I like their audience is filled with black parents, because like it is just the most fun stand up comedy like opportunity ever, and it's just like we always have a really good time. And I'm looking for. So I wrote a joke about it and I performed it and did some stuff with that, but. I'm looking forward to getting back into a show and being able to have that kind of experience again, because it's just so like I was just like, what the heck, like out of nowhere, and it's just and it, a lot of people saw it, and I even when I did the joke the first time, like it was really cool because a lot of people that were at the club knew exactly what I was talking about. Sometimes it's like, oh, I need to how much do I need to educate somebody on this niche topic that I'm personally excited about, Anyway.
I did it once. It was improv, and
oh, nice.
I did. People said I was funny, but I didn't have like any pre-planned material. But my friends after were trying to get me to do it more, but I don't think I would want to do stand up.
The thing at the end of the day is like as long as you put yourself out there and you try it, and if it's like I didn't like, that's what I say about content creation to a lot of guys. Like, if nothing else, give it a shot, because you don't want to wake up when you're like 65 and going like, huh, oh, man, I always thought I would want to do that. And it's like, the answer literally could be you post a video and you're like, I hate the whole thing. I hate the process. I hate that it's live. And I'm like, yeah, then because that's the thing. That's what I was like, I need to find out if I like doing stand-up comedy. And I was like, yeah, I really, really like it. Anyway. Bush says, may I add you on DC so I can send you the link to their main Discord? Yeah, 100%. So the only, just kind of heads up, guys, like anybody feel free to DM me whenever you guys need. Just the only thing I ask is that just recognize I won't ignore you. It might take a little while for me to get to your message, but you're more than welcome to message me. And that's something I actually kind of encourage, especially to the dudes out there. Like if you're going through a dark time, man, like, how can I pray for you and stuff like that. So do not feel like it is some kind of etiquette thing. Like I'm like, I just like hanging out with gamers. Oh crap. There we go. So Mike, how's everything going with you, man? Like what you been up to?
Working the past 5 days, and I still got 2 more days to go.
Ah, nice.
I wasn't even planning, literally working the day, but my boss called me right at like 12 minutes after shift started and was like, "We haven't heard from this other person, so can you come in?" Like, yeah, sure, okay. So yeah, a lot of work, no rest.
Well, hopefully that means you're getting paid.
No rest for me.
Yeah, dude. I feel the. Go ahead, Mike.
It's also kind of grateful that he's offered me all these chances to work, because one of the bill collectors are probably coming after me and they're garnishing my checks by 20-25%.
Yeah, dude, let's get you out of debt, bro. Like, you can do this, especially if you're getting hours. The hardest part is when you owe people and then they like work starts cutting back. So it's like, oh man,
Speak of the devil, he has come. Here's our pronunciation, our grammar, our grammarist.
And before he gets ahead of himself, he should put his book link in the chat. We have a certified published author here. I want to help promote his book because I want him to write more books.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. My hope is that you just kind of all of a sudden there's just this obsession, and then You know, maybe you release the Winds of Winter. It's just like, let's go. Yes.
Well, I mean, my trilogy is going to be finished before
Yes.
George R. R. Martin's is, as well as a couple others.
All right, I pinned it in the chat, guys. If you want, check out Airman's book.
It's available in all formats except audiobook. I do not have an audiobook version.
There was somebody talking about like that. We had a little discussion about that last week, so maybe that will be one day. One day.
It will. I'll yeah, work on that at some point.
Yeah.
It's expensive, so.
To hire somebody to do audio work?
Yeah.
See, I do it for free, but all the
mispronunciations
mispronunciations would just drive you mad.
Yeah, I would probably do it myself. But it costs money to rent out a studio and stuff.
I wonder if AI is going to solve a big part of that problem. Like
So far, not so much.
Not so much? Okay.
So far, I've heard mixed things about the AI audiobooks on Amazon. But
have robotic sound to them, and
A lot of the times also AI mispronounces
stuff.
Come on. I'm so nervous about that vine. It's not seeming to latch. We're going to just take the long way.
Can you just jump in the water?
Dude, I would miss. This is like, if I was not on my hardcore character, I'd be like, whatever, you know, but it's like, now I'm just like, oh,
Jump,
goodness.
Brian. Leap of faith.
Leap of faith.
What the most annoying thing in the gold saucer in 14? Yes. Leap of faith.
Dude, I haven't played 14 in years.
Dude, it's not in a good state right now. I got like so many messages. Like, it was a little bit overwhelming. I was like, whoa.
Hasn't it dipped below 1 million players?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's been that.
Like,
it's definitely dipped
like
below that.
Concurrent or some shit like that.
Right. It's well, yeah. When people like concurrent is good for getting a heat map, you know, and getting a good gauge.
There's a number of like 1 million over 1 million subscribers that I don't know what it's in reference to, and apparently that number, whatever it's referring to, dipped below 1 million recently for the first time in like ages.
All right, might have to take the waterway. There it goes. There's the animation. Woo! Man, you stressed me out here, guys.
I've played Final Fantasy 11.
Oh, yes.
But I fell asleep mid combat one time.
I did too. I fell asleep and I was the healer, and I woke up and everybody was like, "What?" Panicking, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm back!" And then healed people. It was a good time.
No, I mean, I had a full night's sleep. I fell asleep full 8 hours. Woke up. I'm like, I was like, oh, I'm not playing this game again. I've never fell asleep playing an RPG in my life.
Oh, dude, that's a fun story. The game is definitely an acquired taste.
Yeah. And I wanted to try 14. My friend told me to try it. He's like, it's free, try it. And then in 11, I was a red mage, so I wanted to try red mage in 14. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, you got to pay the subscription to play that class, and I just turned it off. I was like,
yeah, I think
red mage is really good.
Red mage is really good.
Although Reaper, like, legit was the most fun I had since a long time in FF14. Like, Reaper, the last time I had that much fun on a class was when Warrior got Fell Cleave.
Ah, yes.
Like, that brought back the same feeling.
The only move that matters on Warrior is Fell Cleave.
Yeah, but apparently now they're like their own healer and shit. Like,
oh yeah, like warriors make it. The whole, like, that's where 8.0 might be, and maybe I'll make a video about that. But I did a video because it's like, I definitely have some thoughts.
I honestly just think they should make a new one.
Well, exactly. That, like
FF17, FF18, whatever.
They need, and then what they need to do as a part of it is it all needs to be under one subscription model, so that like 14 play, like, it's like when you talk when Yoshi P talked about the nightmare of moving players into the new game, like, you have the benefit of, you know, and like like new hardware, new technology. You can do a lot of these things. You can kind of plan for the things that I want.
Too,
yeah.
Like, his FF14 is not really Yoshi P's like real vision.
Right.
Child.
Like it was basically something he did with like, it was the best work he could do with the situation he was given. It's not an MMO that he actually like prefers to play, as far as I might understand. Like, in
But
terms
when it
of-
originally was brought on, all he had underneath him was Dragon Quest. That was it. He was like, "What the hell's an MMO?"
The downside
No,
is he talks about
he used to-
MMOs
he used
and
to
he never
play-
mentions 11. I'm like, oh
he
my
used to
gosh.
play MMOs. He used to play like other MMOs.
Yeah.
I think he used to play WoW at one point.
Yeah, he loves WoW.
But
And you can see that 14 has been basically following WoW's trajectory the entire time.
14 is literally just like WoW 2.0.
Which it makes sense because you have to have a language, and a lot of people speak the language of WoW, and so
Yeah.
it's like it made it easy for WoW players to come and check it out and lesson. I get the concept. I go get quests. I do quests. Get level up, etc. But the at the end of the day, like I think the thing that a lot of people are complaining about, and it makes sense to me, because the core like drama, the core frustration in the player base is the players who want the MMO, but the game really isn't built around an MMO. It's built around the idea that you come and you play the expansion, and then you take off 2 years, and then you come back and play the next expansion, and then you get all the content in between. That's how the vast majority of the player base plays. And if you went too much MMO, it runs the risk of making it so that when players take breaks, that they feel like they're disadvantaged or punished because it's going to take them so much more work to do so. The problem is then it alleviates the this desire for why am I logging in? Like, what's the purpose of even playing and seeking out gear, etc.
I mean,
Anyway.
I think they've lost a lot of their veteran player base.
Yes. And the ones that are still there making content, they're not playing the game. Like that's not maybe like Haps and Xeno, from my knowledge.
I think it's probably like the trend of what's popular too. Like
Mm-hmm.
people who are watching MMO games are people who play them versus like people who don't play Fortnite would still watch a Fortnite match, or people who don't play Overwatch
Yeah.
would still watch Overwatch.
An interesting point for sure. Like you definitely have a bigger, I guess audience reach with your game, because it's like MMOs were already niche. And then on top of that, like I was saying, because people asked me, I got into the Chrono Odyssey beta or whatever, but I was like, I didn't even know, because
I got
I'm not
into it. I made my character and never played it.
I literally spent, I think, like $300 on
sidetracked
Ashes
with
of
other shit.
Creation. It is installed. I have not played it at all.
I got distracted or sidetracked with so much other stuff.
Yeah.
Like important stuff, but stuff.
Stuff.
Oh, balls.
Yeah, this weekend.
But I was just like,
James, what's going on, dude? James over on Twitch. What's up, dude? Oh, what weapon am I using? Oh, you're talking to Matt. Sorry. just seeing Trip Talk. I'm using this kick-ass mace.
You do have one of your mods here now.
good.
Who's that person you wanted to shout out to?
PMS Jordan.
Over on the Twitch side?
Yeah.
okay, I don't know how to.
Yeah, I'm so bad at
Exclamation
Twitch.
point S. It's exclamation point SO, and then
On YouTube?
their channel link.
On Twitch.
Oh, I'm not on Twitch. Hold on a second. Let me see if I could. I don't even know if I'm a mod.
I got to get that ad revenue and those Bezos bucks on Twitch. Special shout out to everybody here on YouTube. No ads for you guys.
Oh, I am a mod. I don't even know.
Yeah, Chrono Odyssey. I played this weekend. I got
Oh.
about 30 hours to the game.
I heard it's like budget New World. What do you think?
That was what I said. I told you. I honestly, the combat, even though the game had a lot of jank, it was still a lot of polish that they needed to do.
Yeah.
In words the game, but they also notified us that this was like an early build. This wasn't the build like that they got the news, the reporters to talk about. They gave us earlier. So when I saw that, I played the game, and on the first day they did a maintenance, and then on the second day they did a maintenance. So I was like, this is not a test. They just want to, test server stability.
Yeah.
Not the actual game. So I guess everyone was more caught up into the game than actually realizing that they didn't really care about what you guys thought about how the game played.
Yeah, the earlier build
Yeah.
mantra is a little bit strange because it feels like it's like they're trying to give me an excuse because like we're playing an earlier build of No Rest for the Wicked. The devs are on a newer version, and we should be getting that here maybe in 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, that's also with like a lot of the factors of earlier release games and beta people that come in and test it. It's not really there more or less for the beta part where you do have some part of the community that are there. Most people that actually get in are looking for the fastest ways to get to the quote unquote end game as quickly as possible. What's the fastest way to level?
Yeah, someone in your YouTube chat, I forget who it was, said like MMOs are just grinding and people hate grinding these days.
Oh, I love grinding, dude.
Like, dude,
It's peaceful.
I play BDO. I enjoy the grind.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you say the MMO is grindy and suddenly it puts off people. Now, granted, things these days are much different from back then.
Right.
Right. 'Cause,
Lots
like,
more
these
competition.
days,
Right.
like, for example, the market research that I've done is shorter forms of fiction are on the rise, specifically like novellas and novelettes, because people have less time these days, just in general. So if someone tells you like, oh yeah, you have to grind for like 100 hours to do this thing, well, that becomes a disincentive to play the game, because like, well, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's that old meme. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, and it's just that, like, I honestly feel, and I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts about this, is that I honestly feel the thing that really drove people into the MMOs originally, especially in the sandbox mindset before World of Warcraft came and shook everything up, but I think was the community, the talking and all of these things. My mind, that's all transferred over to Twitter, to X. Like, if you were just, like, I've got a few minutes to chill, most likely you're scrolling on some form of social media.
Yeah, usually.
I definitely would say I enjoyed earlier games. Like I used to play, my first MMO I played was Lineage 2.
Ooh.
Played that for like 10 years. And it took like maybe 6-7 months to get to max level, playing as, you know, after school and on the weekends and playing like, you know, 5-6 hours a day. But like now, I played 30 hours of this game. I got to level 20. I don't know what the max level was, but I mean, I'm talking Chrono Odyssey.
Right.
But I remember I didn't even get to level 20 on a weekend when I first played through. I got to maybe 10, and I'm like, yeah, you know. So MMOs, the grind, I feel like is the majority of the content, and that when you get to max level quickly, now people are like, what do we do now? Oh, we're just gonna run the same dungeons and this and that, and then they get bored really quick.
Right.
So then they want PvP, but then there's not many people enjoy PvP as much, because I feel like PvP is a little skewed in MMOs because of gear, stat layout. It's not very even playing field, you know. So some people don't want to do it.
Well, and it's also that you have.
Too,
go ahead,
like,
good. Yeah.
Also, too, you have other games that provide superior PvP experiences.
Like if you were gonna, if you want that experience, it's right over here, and it's better than what this MMO is doing.
Right.
Yeah. Like if I want to play a PvP, I go play Call of Duty, or I go play Marvel Rivals or Overwatch, and I don't have to worry about stats or levels. Or I could probably play
or
BDO.
gear.
BDO.
Right.
BDO has very good PvP, very action and energetic. Not my speed though. It's too much.
Well, right now it's in a bad spot, but
is it?
They killed Node Wars and Conquest Wars because they shortened the time. But they've also been, they've also just been messing around with stuff with forts and stuff, and it's just not good.
Did you guys ever hear of that game Crowfall that died?
Yeah, wasn't that a scam, or was that something else? Like there was one that
wait, it died? I thought it was never alive.
I bought it. I bought the pre because I saw it and I was like,
oh poor.
So I bought the access.
Poor unfortunate soul.
Yeah, and then what happened was, it's kind of like what happened with No Rest for the Wicked actually. the original company ended up selling it to somebody else, and then somebody else tried to take it over, but then he didn't get any far with it and just canceled it. So, but without
there was not a lot of hype about it like anywhere.
Yeah, it was pretty decent though. I would have.
I mean, the game was decent.
Yeah, the game was decent.
Yeah, I mean, it looked okay, but like there was no. There was nothing to it.
I think they were too ambitious, and the ambition killed the hype because people, I guess those who tried it, a lot of the things weren't implemented. Like they had like this whole world reset system.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, and like every season the world resets, and you kind of have that loop of rebuilding stuff. So I guess, but I didn't think it worked correctly when they had it out at the time. But I wanted to try that Ashes of Creation, but I saw the output said pay $100. I was like, oh no, you're not.
Dude, I
getting
paid
me
way
again.
more than that, and so I'm just like, and it's just literally like every time that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go check it out, it's like literally doesn't have time, like just zero ability, like oh, or it's not, and so it's like when I do have time, it's like oh, yeah, it's offline. So yeah, I'll figure it out at some point. I enjoyed Pantheon. You know, I leveled up a little bit in it. Old school, very slow, methodical. I was like, yeah, it's kind of relaxing. I got it running on Steam Deck, and it was semi capable to play it on a controller, but not so much that I could just kind of chill. And that always just kind of brings me back to like, would I go back to Final Fantasy 14? And it's like, I don't see anything that would drive me back to where I would want to play that game like I used to. But Final Fantasy 11 looks better and better every day. Like, it's like, I don't know. I've been feeling like I want to play some Final Fantasy 11, but it's like, yeah, then again,
I
I'm
want
like,
to play Reaper. I just play Sorceress in BDO.
Nice.
So I'm just like, whatever.
There you go. Exactly.
So I was just thinking about something. How you saying like Final Fantasy 11 in old games? I used to play Phantasy Star Online, but I never really got to play online till later on.
Oh man, yes.
And I had it on the GameCube.
You're my spirit animal right now, because it's like, dude, PSO was so good.
So good. And I was thinking about, because PSO was technically, they say it's MMO, but it's like MMO lobby.
Yeah.
And then World was team. So I was thinking like, with like No Rest for the Wicked, the realm system will kind of be like a branch of like how that might be, how PSO was with you had a team of 4 maybe or whatever. And
have you looked up how Destiny is basically PSO? Like, it is so interesting. It's like just this little chart of all the similarities between these games, and it's like, yeah, rock and roll.
I had a hot take. I said before there was Dark Souls, there was Phantasy Star, with the exception of No Roll. Because in PSO, the Dreamcast version for sure, you couldn't spam combat. You had to time your attacks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was a kind of a rhythm attack.
Yeah, a rhythm attack. And then when you died, you dropped your weapon and your money, and you had to go back and get it, just like in Dark Souls games. Well, not the weapon part, but your souls. So you had to go back and get it. And then I was like, they did have that stat system where it was like you get the material and you couldn't really increase your stats. I don't know if you remember that item, those items.
Yeah.
I felt like that was probably like the precursor to what Dark Souls
Possibly.
probably got there.
And they could have been influenced. I mean, I don't know what what's his face's inspiration was. So
Miyazaki.
that's it. My only Dark Souls game is Elden Ring. Although I really want a nope, wrong button.
Mine too.
Although I really want a Bloodborne.
I never played any of the Souls-likes except for New World. I mean,
New World is a poor man's.
No.
New World, I get it. They took inspiration from Dark Souls combat, but it's so different.
No, it's not. It's not. Chrono Odyssey definitely has more Dark Souls combat than New World.
Yeah, I heard Chrono has more Dark Souls combat.
The reason why I said New World was because I was when New World first came out, I played it at launch, and some people were complaining like, "I'll just wait till Elden Ring. I'll just wait till Elden Ring," and I didn't know what Elden Ring was, so I thought it was another MMO. So I just went and blindly bought it, and I'm like,
I like Elden Ring.
Where's online? Where's the online? There's no. This is not an MMO.
And then some random shadow thing runs up and kills you. It's like, whoa.
I like Elden Ring, but at the same time, I've never had a reason to go back and play it again.
Hey,
So
TK.
it's like,
Well, Elden Ring,
that's just me.
I did a build with each stat as a main stat, so I beat
That's
the game
interesting.
with each stat, and I did.
I'm gonna hop out. Sorry to do this small little break here, but
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna hop out. I'll catch y'all later. And just for the hell of it, to give Brian excitement for one more time.
And his name is John C.
Very nice. I appreciate that, Mike. Have a good one, man. Thanks for jumping in and hanging out.
Yep, catch y'all later.
Take it easy, dude.
All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, so I didn't care about the the DLC.
Yeah, neither have I.
I didn't get it, and I seen Night Rain, and I was like, oh, Night Rain is like class specific. I'm guessing.
Dude, Night Rain makes the game worse. Like, objectively.
I was like, nah, I don't really care. I think they should have just kept. I think they should have just. Someone did a mod that made the online stream like you could stay on forever instead of how Elden Ring originally created. And I was like, they could have just did that and just kept the game. And that would have been fine.
I think they should have had an offline mode, but that's just me.
Oh,
Or, you know what they should have? They should have an online mode where all you get are the bloodstains and the messages. That's it. That's all they should. They should have a mode specifically for bloodstains and messages. That's it.
What? No invasions? You didn't like the invasions?
I never did invasions.
Well, I mean, you never got invaded. I'm pretty sure if people.
No, I never got.
I got invaded, I think, once, and it was really scary. I was like, what's happening?
I've gotten invaded a few times.
Um,
I got invaded a few times. I think.
there's a reason though why you get invaded in Elden Ring. Like there's a impetus for it, but I don't remember how you invade someone.
Oh no, you pick an item. It's an item that you just do. I forgot the name of it, but you could just.
Oh yeah, it's the one of the fingers.
Yeah, the curling fingers. You just press.
The curled fingers or something. Yeah.
We'll get.
No, I never got invaded. The only invasions I got were the like NPC ones.
NPC ones.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I do not like PvP in my PvE game.
I didn't like it. The reason I don't like the PvP in Elden Ring it's just too single hits. It's just single hit trades most of the time. I don't get to use my whole.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
You know, I get bored of that.
Oh, we got a super chat. It's gonna read it. 1 second, guys.
$4.99 with co-op coming out
Trippin'
on the way.
Octo.
How
Want me to read
many
it?
people can
1
you
second.
have at
No,
once
the
in
bot
lobby?
does.
Will it be like only 2 people, or can you have 4 or more?
So, with co-op, they're saying it's maximum 4 on the world at any one time, but it does sound like you can have numerous like guests. But if you make somebody a citizen, it's like they're sharing in that world with you. So yeah, co-op is going to be anywhere from 1 to 4 players. Because if you think of the map size, also it's like there's not a lot of I guess you maybe do more, but 4 feels like a good number. What do you guys think? Thanks for the super chat, by the way.
Yeah, 4's good.
I say 3 would be perfect. The tank healer, DPS type style. I guess we don't really have that in it, but.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have the Trinity.
Well, that's the thing with the Trinity. Is like bring back the 6-person party so you can have room for like a dot class. Like you can expand that DPS out into support. into
I don't know. What game has a 6-person party?
Final Fantasy 11. My first MMO. Yeah.
I'm used to the 5-person party.
I 5 is also a better number than 4 in terms of MMOs because, like, percentage wise, we do know like maybe 20% of people like to play a tank, 20% like to play healer, and then the rest like to play DPS. That fits much better into a 1 tank, 1 healer, 3 DPS, as opposed to 1 tank, 1 healer, 2 DPS, and then you have Square Enix going with 14 releasing 2 DPSs as a part of an expansion. Oh my goodness, come on. Like, give people a different, at least an option.
Lineage 2 had 8.
8, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think 1.0 started off with 8. Like, it was because a lot of the content was built around 8, and there is the full party, which it still has to this day, but it's not, like, it's not the dungeons. I remember doing dungeons with 8 people in 1.0, and that was a lot of fun.
Cool. Silk Road Online, I think they had 6, but Silk Road Online didn't have like their later update had like the tank DPS healer role system, and then they implemented something called like party mobs. So originally there was regular mobs, they had champions and elite, and then they had like bosses. So as each of these mobs will randomly spawn while you're playing, and then they'll be stronger, more EXP, XYZ. But then if you had a party in that area, they had a party version of each of those, which were like, they had a lot of life, a lot of HP, and it was very hard to kill them by yourself, so the party was there. But you get way more experience, better drops, and they only spawned when your party was in that area. So if you like camped in an area, it'll end up becoming like a nice like horde of monsters that keep coming, and then they keep getting stronger. So that was a cool party system. I missed that one. And I think the most unique party system I played in the MMO was FlyFF. I don't know if you remember that.
FlyFF? No, I don't. That does not sound familiar to me.
Never heard of it.
But yeah, there was a game called Fly for Fun. It was FlyFF is what it's called. Flight, people called it. But they had a party, and the party system, it kind of doesn't. It's weird. So like, say if Brian, you made a party right now, right? You made that party. You never leave the party.
Okay.
Party levels. The party itself levels. So as long as you keep the party around, even if no one is there with you, the party is still kind of like created. So you get like party buffs and stuff with your party.
Interesting.
With the party you create. So then say like, even if you're the last person there, right? It's still party there, but you don't get party experience until you have more than one person in the party.
Ooh.
Keep the party going on for, you keep the party going on for however. And then, so people would pretty much keep that party, keep one alive. So you get like party buffs and stuff, and then it was like they leveled the party experience leveled up, and as the party leveled up, you get experience bonus EXP for the party level. It was different, and I kind of enjoyed it.
We got the wonderful Robert Jones in chat with us. How have you been, Robert, dude? He asked the question, you die, what do we win? So that's actually a great reminder. We are doing game giveaways, so you win a copy of No Rest for the Wicked. I actually have a game key number to give away. So for those of you who have a friend, like you already own the game, because like when I do a gifted version of the game, you can't own the game and you have to be in my region, and we got to be on the friends list. So we'll still be continuing to do those, but actually I have a game key to give away. And if you want to have an opportunity at that key, just type in the command wicked. So that's !wicked. Type that in. It'll put you into the, the available queue. You have to be here to when we do the giveaway. And so the title, I die, you win means like, yeah, we'll do a giveaway if I die on my hardcore character, or if nothing else, we will do a giveaway more towards the end of the stream. And we do have a chat goal that we created. So if we won the giveaway 2 copies, we'd have to hit the chat goal. But however, what's strange about it is we did have Trip. Basically, that should be 1 of 10. So I don't know why that didn't count towards it. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right. Oh, treasure.
Question, Brian. What do you think about the third person view?
Dude, that's actually really interesting. I'm excited that they're experimenting, and it does say that there's a lot of confidence because the fact that he's willing to show that off, people are going to take it like a promise. So I do think that means it's coming. You could clearly see it needs a lot more work to really make it kind of, like actually like function in a third thing. And Dana asks, is the giveaway only on Twitch? No, it's actually here on YouTube. So if you're watching on any of the platforms that we're live on right now, well, thank you. But secondary is like, make sure you pop over to the YouTube thing, and that's where you have to put in the wicket, just like Call Me TK did. And he is on the board. So, yeah.
Well, I said about it. I like the idea. I just hope they make it like a realm feature. I feel like it'll be.
See, yeah, like setting it at a realm feature level would be cool. 100%, dude. What else? Like, there's a lot of little things about that. Like, yeah, it's like when the custom realms come out, like every little thing, I'm like, cool, yeah. Give players the ability to turn that on and off, and give us the ability to share out our realms. Like, oh, this is a Ginger Prime, run build, and it's it's either this level insane or this silly. How far can you go? Yada yada yada.
I was also thinking, like, what would be a cool feature on realms? You have like certain item bans or something like that. Like, hey, no dual swords, or no dual daggers, or maybe no legendary weapons, or or something like that.
Oh wow.
That'd be wild, yeah. But
yeah, like, well, that's the fun thing. Like, if y'all played around with, Power World's the best example, but Enshrouded does this a little bit as well. So it's like they have so many things that you can kind of tweak and really set your own game, like set your experience gain, like etc. So it's like you could be like, all right, we're gonna do, this, that, and the other thing, and it just gives you so much flexibility and fun. Because that's the thing. Like, I put my kids on Power World. I lowered the difficulty a little bit for them because they're young, but then I also increased the XP gain, so it allowed them to kind of advance further and quicker in the game. And then it's like, oh, if we're looking for a bigger challenge, let's tweak that.
There was another game that's been advertised that looks very similar to
Animo. Animo? I think it's called Animo.
Yeah, Animo. Yeah.
It's basically Pokemon.
Yeah.
So.
And I said, I don't know, man. I think they should just leave it alone because Nintendo was so aggressive with that.
Dude, Nintendo sucks, and I love them so much. I'm like, I'm such a Nintendo fanboy.
They should not stake their claim on freaking like a genre as an entire genre of video game. They can't claim to own it.
We got a question, and I want to also talk about what Robert says struggling with gaming with one kid. I don't know how you do it. I want to come back to that, Robert, because that's always a fun little topic. And I've got tips, like right now, my kids are overall at their grandparents'. I get to move them back in, tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. But all that being said is asking about my build. I'm currently rocking a Faith build, as you can see here, at least from the stats. And then in terms of the gear, I've been using this Cleric's Mace. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I would like to see if I could find some more. I haven't decided what other skills I want to kind of put on it because it comes with thrust. But got a little shield. Haven't masterworked that shield yet. And then just a couple of different things set on that. And I did unlock my third ring slot, but I have not got a third ring to drop. So we're definitely begging for rings right now on this hardcore run. Now, that being said, struggling with gaming as a parent, I think essentially and that's one of the things I say in terms of my hobby as a content creator is that you'll never see me be first to something because I don't have that ability, and I don't want to gaming isn't about stress, and I see so much stress in this mindset where a lot of people feel like they're falling behind because they're not playing this game and people are getting ahead of them and they're out there making content, yada yada yada. So it's like I gotta just I'm gonna just keep chipping away at a game, and I end up usually hyperfixating in on a specific game. I played covered Final Fantasy 14 for 15 years, so it's I think I'm gonna have a good shot with No Rest of the Wicked. We're just gonna keep chipping away at this. But in terms of it, like if you're a parent and a gamer, that's where I keep going back to cloud gaming. My Logitech G Cloud, my Steam Deck, now my Switch 2, even though like it doesn't connect into my other devices, like I just do most of my gaming on handheld. I get to hang out with you guys, and I stream typically 4:30 a.m. Saturdays because that's when everybody's asleep and nobody needs me, and the gym is closed, so it's like the perfect, option to get up and jump in. But that being said, is like, yeah, we're gonna just keep plugging away, having a good time, and yeah, setting it down, picking it up. It's just I find it actually one of the things that will get me accused of being toxic positivity is that I'm not bitter and angry at everything that comes out. So it's like, all right, I'm having fun, but maybe that's because I can only maybe play games 4 hours a week, like balance, life balance.
I wouldn't say you're toxic positivity.
I wouldn't say that either based off of the definition of toxic positivity, but that doesn't stop people from thinking it.
Right, but like, people are dumb.
Oh, for sure. And the internet has shown us that. The funniest thing though is that, it like, with the nature that like we put so much authority into the like things that are written, so people posting something online, it's like, oh, what does this person think? And it's like, why do we care what that person wrote down? Like, okay, but it ends up elevating every written piece of it, and our brains are wired to like, oh, I saw it written down, it must be true, and then it takes a lot of effort for the truth to slowly trickle itself out.
My self-quote is, a person is smart, but people are dumb. Yeah.
James says he's only seen me play one other game. What was the other game, James? I'm gonna guess Final Fantasy, but very curious.
I've seen you play a few games.
I do. I play a handful of games. I've been playing on my I picked up Super Mario RPG, the remake. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. I'm having a great time with it.
Any news on co-op yet?
Co-op. So right now we're estimating, being that the Breach Refine looks like it's coming in maybe this week. And again, if I'm wrong on that, I'll gift out 5 members here on the channel. But I think it's this week. Regardless, it's definitely this week or next week. Being that obviously we're so close to July, the co-op update, most likely you're going to be looking at an August, September timeframe with the option for October. So if you think about every big update every roughly 2 to 3 months, we would be looking at again that late August, early September timeframe for them to drop that update. I think as soon as it's ready, it'll be ready, and they've already teased that they're going to be like opening up more invites to play the multiplayer build. So hopefully that means that when it does come out, that it's been thoroughly tested. James says he doesn't remember the game like the start of the stream and then switch to Wicked.
Yeah, I think it was Tears of the Kingdom that you're
I did do some Wicked and then switch to Tears of the Kingdom. Yes.
Did you not do vice versa? I don't know.
I don't think I started with Tears of the Kingdom. I think I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do some Wicked, and then it's like to a point where then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna switch to some Zelda, because it's like and so like yeah, I've been playing that. I've only cleared 2 shrines, so like I'm still super early into that game. But I was like, I'm so glad I'm playing it on the Switch 2 and not on the Switch 1, because I was like, I do not want to suffer through 20 frames per second.
How's the reno going?
So we are almost done, dude. I'll have to share you some pictures with you. Oh, was that in chat?
I know, I said that was fast.
Dude, it's been 4.5 weeks.
Wow, dude, I don't know. This year is going by mad fast.
Dude, mad fast. So we started the home renovation, pretty much with the when the kids got out of school. So at the end of May, and we're almost to the end of June. So we've been doing this for 4 months, and I got the cleaners coming tomorrow because the downstairs is really dusty, but it looks, the new floors look beautiful. The office looks great. I can't wait to get into it. It's gonna be really nice. And then the office that I was working out of, which was this bedroom, that's gonna be the boys' room. And then the room that I'm in now is going to be the kids' like playroom. So we'll get out all the trains and we'll get a couch in here and I'll put a TV and I'll put the Switch 2 in here. And then, then they can watch, play video games or something like that.
Dude, I dig trains.
Dude, it's train. Dude, I love being a dad, man, because it's like trains,
Is
Legos.
it the wooden train set?
Yes, exactly. Oh, dude.
Yeah, Brios. Dude, I had those as a kid. Man, those
Yeah, dude.
those were legit.
Dude, my wife's super frugal, so these are the not the Brio, but it's the
Brios, I think, are expensive these days.
what's the IKEA knockoff? So we do probably have some Brios like mixed in there. But yeah, so we got a bunch of trains, lots of cool sets, a lot of cool pieces.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so all right, level up, level 17, guys. The first hardcore character only made it to level 15, so we're doing really good. We're doing really good. Give myself a little bit more life and a lot more damage.
I did a level 1 run.
What's a level 1 run?
To just run through the game at level 1. Don't increase your stats.
Oh.
I made it all the way. Well, not on hardcore though, but I made it all the way to the Huntress, and I was like, man,
That would've been amazing.
This.
Dude, that's impressive.
Yeah, I loaded my stats up at the Huntress because she hit too hard.
Did you upgrade your gear at all, or was it like?
My gear was hard, but you don't have any HP or
You're right.
Weapons increase that.
You should. Yeah, so there's a YouTuber I follow a little bit who did a level 1 naked run of Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You should do that. He basically it just starts you off with like a makeshift club and a shield made of boards.
Yeah.
And you're naked, and that's what he went through
Dude.
the entire game as.
Trash Can Man dropping a super chat. Love the stream, fire. Hope I'm hyped for the third person point of view. Dude, thank you so much for that support, man. That really means a lot to me. Yes, 100%. I think that's one of the craziest things, because just as an option, like freeing up the players, like you don't want to play in third person? No big deal. You don't have to. Oh, you want to play in third person? Well, I got good news for you. I would say though, like I do not expect third person to roll itself out into the game anytime soon.
Well, I also don't expect it to work perfectly.
Right
at the gate.
Right out the but they honestly, I think that if they target that for like the Sacrament update, which is the update that follows the co-op, then it's like, yeah, people can kind of test and give feedback. Robert Jones joining the members here. Let me update our little member goal for those of you who don't know. For every 25, I gift out 5, and whether that's on YouTube or Twitch, whoever hits it gets it. But that being said, thank you, Robert. Welcome back to the member. Joining at the Prime starter level. It is the best. I love that level so much. So thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm glad that we have that as an option, because it's like, yeah, thank you. Now I get to see your name in green, which is always really cool too. So I do wish I'm gonna complain about YouTube for a second. I do wish that they would like really kind of update how like the members show up in chat and things like that, even in the comments. I think that would go a long way. It's like, cool, thank you so much for the support, because I do try to always like make sure you guys get my attention, and I really welcome you back, dude, to the channel. I get to shout you out actually in the next video, because I've been going through on the like who's the recent members, and it's like, oh, it was we had William who recently joined, Yammer, and you rejoined, so thank you. If you are a member, you check the little $sign, because it doesn't tell you, but you might have a free member milestone chat, and that counts towards the member train goal here on the channel. Boo.
Yeah, in Elden Ring, that the class that I always started with was the Wretch, so that's the one that starts at level 1. I think all the other classes start at like 10 and to 12 or something like that.
Yeah, 10 to something like that, 10 to 12.
Yeah, I always used the Wretch, so that was enough challenge for me.
Ooh, that really made me nervous. Ooh. I was like, can I sneak up on him? Oh my goodness. All right. Ooh.
I just bought Arad Chronicles Kazan.
Dude, I got that game installed. I haven't it came out when I was on my video game fast for Lent, but I was like, that's a game I want to play, and I do have that. I did buy that. I was like, oh, that looks like a game I'll enjoy.
I mean, Kazan,
That first Berserker. Yeah.
Just the first Berserker. You're talking about that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that game was originally supposed to be an MMO.
Wow.
It was originally supposed to be a what?
An MMO. That was supposed to be an update to Dungeon Fighters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was called Project BBQ first, and then they took it back and made a different version called Project Overkill, and then they turned that Project BBQ into the Arad Chronicles. But if they originally did what they had set out to plan for with the Project BBQ, that game would hopefully, it looked like it was very promising. The game was so, like, the trailer was so good. If you ever look it up and see it.
Yeah, Project BBQ is familiar. I remember that.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Didn't realize that's what it turned into.
Yeah, I've been playing this one. It doesn't keep me in as much though, honestly.
What do you mean? It's not engaging.
No, it's cool, but I guess maybe my bias that I would rather wanted Project BBQ instead of what this was, because this one is kind of like a Elden Ring, Souls like.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Really heavy on the combat. Yeah.
yeah, the combat is fast and it's very it's responsive. It works. It's really good. They definitely make it a little bit more faster and more engaging than other Souls-like games. But at the same time, also there's a lot it's a limitation on. There's not much variety. It's just only there's only 3 weapon types, so that's like one big no. But they do have a lot more depth into the combat. There's more skills that you can get. There's perks that you can get to, define how you want to play your character a little bit more than Elden Ring does. Because Elden Ring, you just put a weapon on and then you fight and you increase your stats and that's it. But in this game, you have, say if you get more, you can get, they have a skill tree, so you get more stamina on dodge, when you deflect, you do more damage, or if you parry, you do more damage, or you get more health back and stuff like that. You can add those things to your character. So it's a lot more in depth in the skill system than Elden Ring has ever been. But
I do know. I guess I have to drop down into that vat of liquid.
Yeah, you have to jump.
Okay, I was like, I'm not seeing where I'm supposed to go. Here I was panicking that I was like, oh no, don't fall off.
You can climb on that wall though, right there that you just hit.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's water. I thought that was acid. That is very deceiving.
Well, it's probably like sewage. Like if we're being real.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you very much. And Rip, hitting the members, joining the membership here. Thank you so much, Trip. I appreciate that so much. Let's move that up to 15. Very nice. I hope you enjoy the content. I put out some early videos and stuff for you guys, and I'm hopefully I'll be doing more for the members here. Just trying to figure out and maintain a good healthy balance with the content, and also not make it so people feel like, oh, you got to be a member to really get the the info. No. news will be fast, but if I ever put out opinions and stuff, maybe you'll see those there. All right, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Enjoy your emotes and your badges and all the cool stuff. Also, if your YouTube is linked up with your Discord, by the way, you get a special role on the Discord as well. So, and that's for everybody. That's for Robert and for. I don't think that's level specific. At least I don't believe it is. All right.
What's your favorite weapon in this game?
So,
favorite type?
I've really been enjoying kind of the big, two-handers in that regards, just because But traditionally, I enjoy mages, but I've been finding myself more enjoying kind of the heavy, brooding builds in this regard. I haven't played with all the weapons though, and that's where I am really excited about the job system coming into the game, because I think one of the problems is like we were talking about the build earlier. I'm building into faith. To change that, I got to go and unlock the reroll shrine, and then okay, now I want to put into this weapon. If they make it where it's just like, all right, boom, I'm this class, boom, I'm this class, boom, I'm in this class, like that's going to make it so much more enjoyable for me to try out all the different weapons without having to be like, well, I got that weapon on this, and so then I have to make sure I put it in the house, put it in the chest, transfer it over if I want. And so I kind of, especially just because I don't have, and like, I'm not trying to fill like an 8 to 12 hour stream. It's like, oh, cool. Like I'll just play and enjoy, and I kind of become a guy who's path to least resistance. I find I'm the same way at restaurants. Is anybody else like this, where you find a dish that you like at a restaurant and that's the dish that you order at that restaurant? And it drives my wife crazy because she's always like experimenting, and I'm like, this is gross. Like, like, you like this. Why do you not order the thing you like? Anyway.
Oh, yeah. When I first played the game, how the intro is, and you have the intro on the ship. Mm-hmm. And so when the first weapon I got was the paddle when I got off the ship, so I was just laughing so hard. I was like, what are the odds that I get a paddle? So I thought it was like that they just give you that weapon. But when I went on other playthroughs,
oh crap!
Yeah.
Oh crap! Fudge! They got me! Oh my gosh! Darn it! I drowned. Oh, woo! All right, let's check in on our giveaway. We'll leave that up. Wow, how anticlimactic. Current record, guys. Current record. All right, let me pull up the giveaway. Currently, I've got 7 entries. We've got Matt, Chisno, Robert, Dragnoff, Victor, Dana, and Call Me TK. For those of you who want to enter, go on to the YouTube chat, type !Wicked to be entered in, and we'll give it away here in a little bit. But while we wait, I'm just gonna move this over here, and we'll jump back in on my strength build. So now we're just gonna go back to regular leveling, and I'll figure out the next class that I want to build, and that will be our next hardcore character. Rip a Rooney. Oh, man.
You died.
Welcome back.
How did you
I drowned. I drowned. I was swimming, and then I ran out of stamina. Oh man, it's such a perfect way to die. It is so poetic, because I was like, wait a minute, I can't climb up here. Why isn't it? Okay, I thought I could climb. I can't climb. All right, gotta try to swim back. Oh well, my hubris. Oh goodness gracious. All right, we'll see if we get any more entries. And Simverse Din, what's up over on Kick? Hello.
I'll tell you something, Brian. A secret of parenthood.
Okay.
You never stop worrying about them.
Oh, of course. Yeah, like I don't see that changing.
No, because my parents. A lot of the kids we grew up with, their parents were like, once they turn 18, out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
And yeah, my parents are not that way.
I'm 36. My mom calls me every other day.
Dude, you know how awesome it is, like, because my parents are both alive. Yeah. I know when my mom calls, it's not like a 2-minute call. Like we're gonna be on this phone call for 20 minutes minimum. Right. But man, I'm so grateful because she's still around. And the story with my mom is she had 2 heart attacks in her 40s. She did, like, the second one killed her. And for those who don't know, women aren't built to survive heart attacks, and somehow she came back to life. And so I'm like, yeah, every day is just bonus time. So that's awesome. Your mom calls you. Hopefully it's something where you're like, okay, good. I got to talk to my mom. But I'm sure it's like if she calls you every day, you're like, all right, mom, what's up?
My brother and sister call my mom every day.
That's nice. I don't call my mom, but we text a lot. Like, I mean, when we get on the phone, we'll talk and things like that. But she's getting really big into the conspiracy theories. I'm like, whoa, okay, talk to me. I'm like, tell me more. I usually get pretty excited, but it's just like, oh, that's great. I'm so glad that you have a hobby.
Hat people.
You have a hobby. You know.
What is she getting into?
Oh man, it's like she'll send me stuff about like diet and food and things like that. And so she's definitely. I don't think I was vaxxed as a kid. I don't think I would be if I was her kid now. Like, because she's like, I don't know about any of that. I'm like, oh man, I don't know either. But we're gonna vaccinate our kids. And so it's like that's just an interesting thing to see develop. And then what else is that? And we were talking about the Iran Israel stuff, and her I thought her opinion was pretty was actually rock and solid. But I was kind of curious because I was like one of the things that I've noticed about this modern state of information is I don't know what to believe, and I think a lot of people are like that. And so you kind of just default back into your default programming. You kind of just believe the thing you already believed, and so if something reaffirms that, you just accept it, and if something challenges it, you're like, I don't know. So I think that's just natural.
There are some people who think other people tell the truth, and those people are wrong.
Trip says yes. Don't take it for granted. Call your loved ones. It's always a good reminder. It's always a good reminder for sure. All right, I'm not seeing anybody else enter into it. So we got 8. I think we picked up one more. So I'm gonna list out the people who are in the running for a copy of No Rest for the Wicked. A key, meaning that if you already own the game, you can give it out to a friend. But right now I've got Bruto, Matt, Chisno, Robert, Dragno, Wolf, Victor, Dana, and Call Me TK. So it is 8:08. I'll give you to a minute, just in case you just kind of are stumbling in or you're away from the keyboard and you want to make sure that you get entered into the giveaway. Dude, I'm 100% with you, Robert. I'm just okay, maybe we'll just space them a little bit. Do we need because I think the number of vaccines they give kids now is a ton of stuff, and I'm not against it. I'm just
too, at least in a lot of states, the vaccination schedule shortened.
Yeah,
it's the same number of vaccines as I got as a kid, but in half the time. And
go ahead.
No, yeah. So it's led to some very interesting research.
I'm actually I had just re-enrolled back in college, so I'm back in school now.
Oh, congrats, man.
Yeah, and they asked for my vaccine records, and I ended up having to call my mom to get it. And I had it, and I go through it, and they tell me, "Oh, you're missing this one." I was like, "What? I'm missing this one." I'm like 36.
Actually, the last vaccine I had was a flu shot, but before that was the tetanus shot.
Oh, I do the tetanus shot. I do not do the flu shot. My wife made me get a flu shot every year, for a little bit, and I've never been sicker. And then I was I'm not getting the flu shot. And she's like, no, I'm not doing it.
I've never gotten a reaction from the flu shot.
I get bad reactions from the flu shot, and my wife didn't believe me, and I said, watch what happens.
My mom gets reactions, but her immune system is much.
Of the flu shot, that's why.
I'm allergic to so much stuff though, so it's just all right. I've had the flu, and I've gotten the flu, and I never get it as bad as I get when I get the flu shot. So I don't know why that is. So
there's 2 versions. That's why.
The flu usually has several strains, not just one or 2.
Mm-hmm, right. And so they kind of have to guess which one might be the main strain.
Because they basically it's like the weatherman, right? He tells you what he thinks is going to happen, not what actually may or may not happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the flu shot in a certain regard. They through certain
there's two versions. So there's one called the live attenuated version, and then there's like a dead version of the flu that they give you. So
Right. The dead
live-
version, I think, is the senior shot.
Yeah, the live one is one that usually people get the flu. They get sick, but it's not as sick as they usually will. They usually have more side
Yeah.
effects with that one because-
I'm gonna roll the winner while we keep talking. This is a fun conversation. All right, call me TK, our winner.
Is he here?
I believe he is. I've seen him chatting.
He was
Well,
here before.
He was here before. You have a minute to reply.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
You see him?
He's here. I can add him.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign. That's a really good
I can
sign.
add him. But let's see if he responds.
Message request. Oh, cool. Thank you for the link. I'll check that out in a little bit. Boop. All right. I haven't seen him reply. All right, it's been a minute. TK, dude, where'd you go? All right, we're gonna re-roll. Good luck to everybody. Victor Hernandez, who just said GGS, so I know he's here in chat. Give a reply. Victor, I need you to DM me over on Discord. If you don't have Discord, we can use X. I just need a way of verifying that, because YouTube does not let me do a DM, a direct message. So.
There he is. I'm here. What? You won, Victor.
You won. You are the proud
Smile
owner
and
of a.
wave. Smile and wave.
So the new update video for No Rest for the Wicked drops tomorrow. I think it's at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll be live maybe 30 minutes before that, hanging out with you guys, just talking. We'll live react. I'm hoping it comes paired with the patch notes, and I'm hoping it follows up with update this Thursday. So if you can shoot me a DM on Discord, that would be the easiest way to go about it. 1 second, my wife is calling, so just give me 1 second, guys.
What are you going to school for, Clark?
I'm going to school for applied mathematics and data science.
Interesting. What do you plan on doing with that?
I'm going to try to get into actuarial science, which is pretty much the people who find out about death tables and insurance or risk. Pretty much risk analysts. Yeah.
It's a little morbid, but okay. That's what you want to do. It's cool.
But I'm been interested because I was a pharmacy technician for like 15 years.
Dude, why don't you do that?
I wanted to be a pharmacist that's what I started going into it. But the problem was after a while, that's the only like medical field I can kind of be comfortable with because I don't really like touching people and I don't into that like. You come here, someone gets a gunshot wound and stuff. I'm not trying to deal with that, for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, ER is a special kind of.
Yeah, ER is definitely special, but
yeah, my mom did ER.
I literally couldn't find my headphones for a second. I was like,
again.
where did I put those things?
Blood and stuff like that, or ailments. But then I'm also like a little bit of a hypochondriac, so I'm like, oh, what is this? And I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't want to catch it. Stay away from me.
I'm not so worried about catching diseases. I'm just one to if you feel like. I'm like, I'll go to the hospital. I got no problems. It's like, all right, let's go.
I'm going, but I'm just saying, I don't think you heard. I said I was a pharmacy technician before he asked me about what am I going to school for. So I'm going to school for math and.
Heck yeah, dude! I'm a math major.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, math major, math, and then computer science. So.
Yeah, I'm math and data science.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to be a pharmacist before, but then I got kind of bored after a while. It's like,
that's fair.
It wasn't just that, it was just like how the medical system is with some drugs and
yeah, And pharmacy benefit managers.
Dealing with insurance.
Yeah, PBMs.
So
and
it's
stuff. So I was
fun.
like, and then I used to always be on the phone with the insurance people and dealing with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on that side. It seems like they have a better, system or a better life. And then I looked up like the salaries between a pharmacist and like an actuary, and it's like it's a lot harder to become an actuary than it is a pharmacist. But the schooling is much longer for a pharmacist than an actuary. So I was just like,
Fascinating.
all right, yeah.
Does it also pay more?
Yes, pays a lot more. Pays.
Yeah, I figured that's an impetus.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
I figured that was the main reason.
Still waiting
I
for
looked at-
Victor to send me a DM, just as a heads up, Victor. The top link in the description will get you to the Discord, just FYI, and then just see my name and send me a message.
Someone in chat just said math majors are rare, and
Yeah.
it's so hilarious he says that, because in my school right now, the math, science, the IT, pretty much the STEM department has about 550 students in STEM in my school right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm a cat.
they broke it down even further. So there's like, I think like 150 in computer science, 150 in IT, some in cybersecurity. There's only 9 math majors.
Yeah.
9. I was like,
Computer
holy
programming is going to be really interesting because I think it's going to get there's going to be a lot of disruption, a lot of change, and I honestly feel for like all the starters, like people who are getting started in that, but then those going into like AI and all of that stuff. I'm hearing that like companies are so desperate and so crazy, they're offering like 100 million bonuses, not even the salaries, like $100 million signing bonuses to some of these like AI,
yeah.
programmers and stuff like that. I was like, daggum, man. That's some I never need to, worry about money ever again kind of wealth.
Yeah. So far, I've taken Java and Python, and there was another program class I did this last semester. It had Prolog and Haskell, and it was like logic programming. So that's more like math based. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it.
I haven't heard of Haskell in a long time.
Yeah, Haskell. I was like, why are we what? I was like, I haven't heard of Haskell in years, but Haskell is kind of easy, but it's weird because it's like the syntax is, it's not like how Python or any of the languages.
You know what you should do?
Write a sentence.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
You should learn COBOL and work for the government.
Yeah.
And Fortran.
And Fortran, yeah. No, my dad still has those books.
Very nice.
I remember COBOL.
James says, my brother works in AI and he's always saying that he's broke. I know he was like 2 mil in the bank, but he lives like a pauper. I'm not rich, but I think one day I will be, because my wife is super frugal. So I'm the spender, when it's all said and done, and she's the saver. So everybody needs a little bit of both in their lives. That's great, dude. If your brother's got 2 mil, man, that's like
Programmers make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, it's like how do you afford 6 kids? I'm a programmer. It's like, it's like, yeah, it helps. I also we did, like I said, we do the Dave Ramsey thing. So like my truck's 20 plus years old, but it's paid off. My wife's car, it's coming up on 10 years, it's paid off. It's like, all right, cool. We don't have payments constantly like sucking our monthly money away every month.
Usually get used cars. I think I bought one brand new car from like
I want to get a new car, but I'm not yet. Like, I think Dave Ramsey says you got to be a millionaire before you buy a new car. So I'm like, all right, trying to stick to the plan. So we're not there yet.
I think 2021, I think, was it 2021 or 2020? 2020. I think I bought a brand new Miata.
Okay.
And like 3 years later, I crashed. I've hydroplaned off the side of the highway.
Oh, dude, it sucks.
And I was like, oh, damn. But I was kind of laughing when it happened because I didn't crash and it didn't hurt anybody else.
That's good.
But there's been things that happen to me in life that my mom's very religious, so she says she always prays for me.
That's good.
Things happen. And then
I'm also very religious, so
yeah. And I'm like, I guess
I'm getting there.
I can't believe it, because sometimes I just literally laugh. Like, I spun across from the outside lane into the middle median across like 3 lanes. Didn't hit a single car.
Yeah.
My car hit the wall, looking back at traffic, spun around again, facing direction of traffic. Airbags didn't deploy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Holy
I'm just
crap.
walking right out. Yeah.
is there any lawsuit
walking-
available for that? Because those things are supposed to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't, but then I was like, all right, I love that car. The insurance is like.
Were you drinking, or what was going on there?
No, I wasn't drinking.
Hydroplane.
Oh, okay.
It's a hydro.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just tuned
It was
in.
raining.
I'm listening to 2 different things at the same time, so
Ah.
I'm modding for 2 different streams. So.
Yeah. I'm
What a
drinking right
Chad.
now, but- yeah. So
Dude,
that
yeah.
I laughed when I got out the car. I was like, "Holy crap!" The car wasn't totaled, but it was repairable. So they said, but then insurance ended up saying they're not going to repair it, and they paid me back for the car, paid off everything for the car. So I was like, "Oh, good! I didn't lose anything out, and I got some money back." So
That's
that
good.
was fine.
That's good. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah. And Robert says, yeah, your mama prayed for you. And it's like, I have, like, the things that I've seen in my life, and we don't need to get into it, but it's like, I've seen just some absolute miraculous, things that it's like, yeah,
Brian has looked into the depths of hell with his own eyes.
not from just the devil perspective, but like from just like the like cures and people, like how I've just radical, like it's just like it's boggles the mind. And but the power of prayer, but also like I kind of boil it down to like from a secular perspective, like just the simple power of belief, like especially like if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right both ways, like just that aspect.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen a lot in the culture. And if I'm not trying to touch a nerve on anything, but like there's kind of 2 black cultures within like the country that I see, and it's those that feel like the system is going to constantly come after them, and then there's those who don't, and the ones who do, like, yeah, like you start like seeing all the things that are happening, and it's not that the system hasn't historically been the best for black people in the country,
Yeah.
but there is like I see like a real like dividing line in that, because it also actually the same thing can be applied. Like I know plenty of rednecks who are like, yeah, man, like they have this belief that everything's going to go wrong. They're going to, like whatever it is. And when things go wrong, they attribute it to that aspect. But I'd be curious as anybody's thoughts.
When it comes to the black culture thing, as a New Yorker, I've witnessed it firsthand. It's very interesting.
I'm not that side. I always think everything is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's funny because I was watching a video on Instagram talking about Juneteenth, and there was like, it's not.
As a Texan, Juneteenth has been a thing for us forever. Like it's a great
I think it's
day.
dumb that it's a federal holiday, but that's a different discussion.
I literally was talking to my friend right there on text about the same thing. It's stupid.
But he was like, who's keeping the black man down? Not white people, black people. And he went into like all these different ways of how like they keep each other down, and I'm just like, that's interesting.
I think and it's not even a race thing, like fathers in homes make all the difference.
Yeah.
Statistically
Mindset is a game
across
changer, too,
everything.
totally.
And it's what, what pisses me off. And I like I have a deep, like a big history. We don't need to get into it. Just like working with my dad really deep in the black culture here in Texas. And this, I always want to clarify, like, I don't have any kind of white savior complex, but the thing that like just absolutely like is like when you're a part of that, like that world, I completely forgot where I was going. Like, what did you just say, Yammer? Maybe that's going to remind me of what I was about to say.
Oh Lord, I gotta clear my glasses again. What's it called? No, I can't see. Refresh. No, just the two different cultures, like, and one of them looks down on the other, or they both look down on each other, right? And it's just like, dude. Like,
oh yeah, thank you. Now I remember. Is that like, I don't know what year, but it wasn't like really that long ago. Like, but you can see a very clear statistic within the Black community in the United States. They had the highest marriage and coupling rates out of everybody, and then some policy changes all happened, and now it's the lowest.
Welfare.
And I think that's one of the things. Welfare, but maybe some other things like that. And it's like you see that what has been, and then it is reflected in the birth rates. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like,
birth rates and abortion rates.
Yeah, well, that's the Planned Parenthood was specifically, as stated by the founder.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason why it's in all the minority.
Well, yeah,
towns.
and she wrote about it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know why they haven't even tried a rebrand, because it's like you can look it up. It's not hidden knowledge.
To be fair, although it doesn't go very far, they have denounced their founder's original mission statement. They've denounced it, but they're still like, yeah, but you're not going to change any policies that she implemented to pursue that. Like,
okay, he's here. Are you able to DM me, Victor? I'm trying to give you a copy. Try DMing on Discord. I do not have any message request. Did you DM Brian, aka Ginger Prime? Like, when you go in on it, I'm like one of the two admins. And if nothing else, feel free to hop into the voice chat so I can shoot you a DM. Maybe just say hi in the general chat and maybe I can DM you.
Yeah, I grew up with my mom, my first half of my life. My parents split when I was younger.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
12, and then when I ended up living with my father from 12 to pretty much in adulthood, and I seen the difference between the two parents. My mom was very sheltering of me. She never gave me any like freedom or structure. It was And when I lived with my father, he kind of gave me freedom, but he also gave me structure. He's like, you're going to school, you know, those days you go to school. On the weekend, we're going to go do some work with me in the morning, and then you're going to go have fun, do whatever you want to do later on in the day. But it was like, that was part of the structure. And then that always gave me a little bit, gave me that idea that, you know, give me some structure and understanding, you know, this is what life is about, you know?
I mean,
my mom was just kind of like, go to school, you can come home and you stay in here and you be safe from the world. No one's gonna harm you here or anything like that. But, you know, my father was like,
you need both, because I tell you,
the
like,
argument,
oh my gosh, like I'm so, especially because like with the fact that I got 6 kids, like I can tell you, like I was as a conscious act of the will not to helicopter around Maddie. And now with like Molly, who's number 6, I'm like, she's fine. You know, so it's helped me out, but like you need that balance of both, because, and this is the kind of way I view it. I remember, like, I'll see people talk about things online. Let's talk about just the masculinity, right? So I got 2 sons, and, you know, I see this kind of mindset online, like, oh, men need to be in touch with their feelings. Yes, this is true. Men, it's like, all it is that they're just like trying to set this picture of this kind of weak man. And it's like, I know I have to, like, yes, we need to be in touch with our feelings. However, there's a time and a place for that, because guess what? The world literally does not care. You know, it's like, it doesn't care. And if you come in thinking like, hey guys, here are my problems, you're generally going to get crickets, right? So with me and the boys, it's like, yes, okay, but I need to prepare you for how the world actually is. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to prepare you for how I wish the world was. I'm going to prepare you for how the world actually is. And a part of that, when I look at, especially with like relationships, I know the stories that I hear from you guys that are on the dating apps. I get more of the dating app stories from the comedy club, and I'm just like, holy crap. Like, I am not against any kind of arranged marriage system being brought back in culturally, because some of y'all, like, I'm just
Honestly,
like,
that would be a benefit.
I'm just sitting here saying, like, I got 4 daughters. Let's make it, like, let's figure this out. Obviously,
Talk to me when they're 21.
well, of course, yeah. How old were you? Like, you better be like the biggest author on the planet. It's like, how are you going to provide for my daughters?
I'll try. But no, like, missing fathers the argument can be made that missing fathers in the home are like the #1 cause of crime.
I see how it literally impacted my mom. So for those who don't know, my mom's dad, my grandfather, AKA Larry, like they moved. Like he abandoned my mom and her whole family. And I remember she came back from like school, and she couldn't find any of them because they had all it was just, oh man, I tell you, like, I feel for my mom, but I see that impact to this day, on her. All right. 4 daughters, 2 sons. Yes. All right, cool. So I'm going to give you, Victor, I'm going to give you a little message to say in chat for this DM, just to verify that you are who you say you are in Discord, and then I'll send you your code. Type this. All right, cool. Yeah, and they're all like, the oldest daughter right now just turned 11. So we're, and then the youngest is 2. So we're all sandwiched in.
I have no children. My brother calls me the free man.
There's a lot of free time that comes with that, but I would highly recommend. I would not trade free time for any of the kids.
I'm still working on it.
Well, hopefully, like with your schooling,
I am
and then
too,
honestly, finding a good woman is like
hard.
It's hard.
It's hard these days.
Oh, that's the thing. Like, I'm like, because I remember, like, Yammer and I, if you don't, hopefully you don't mind me sharing the story, but like, as you were kind of, coming back and finding your relationship with God, I was like, dude, like, just go find like a young adult group up at church and get involved. And you're like, I don't know. And I'm like, just be honest with them. Just be honest with them.
Churches this summer.
Okay. But yeah, it's just be honest. Just like tell people where you're at. It's like, don't be fake. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what I believe. I'm trying to figure it all out. It's like, yeah, just be nice.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm a better Christian than that. It's very real to me. But yeah, it's hard finding a girl, and my best alternative is church, because that's probably where I'm going to find the closest to my views. Well,
somebody who's also in that same kind of like, oh, this is what I want for my life. Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm in an area, I hate being in New York and being so close to Manhattan.
Oh, what part?
Because I'm on Long Island. I'm in Nassau County.
Oh, it's Far Rockaway.
Oh shit, that's not too far. That's pretty cool. But what's it called? Yeah, no, it's like all the girls on the apps are like triple vaxxed, free Palestine, that sort of stuff. I was like, I am out. Sorry, no, thank you.
Political on the introduction, like, let me get to know.
Dude, you have no idea how. That's being mild.
Yeah.
Like off stream, I'll tell you more, but it's ridiculous.
Man, that sounds crazy.
I remember this story clearly as day. There was this one girl I went on a date with. This was back in like 2013. I went on a date with her. During the date, she kept talking about, oh, I'm moving, I'm leaving, I'm moving, I'm leaving, I'm moving, I'm leaving. So in my head, I'm just like, so why are you even on a date with me if you're gonna be leaving? Why are you here? And pretty much, I still had a good time, so to speak. We ended up not talking afterwards. I think 5 years later, I seen the same girl on the train. I don't forget faces because that's one thing I don't do. I don't forget faces. And then I was thinking, I was like, what was her name again? And she had a very unique name. So I found her on Facebook and I said, oh, hey, I saw you on the train the other day. XYZ, you know, we had a date a few years ago. I don't know if you remember me. And she's like, no, I've been in a relationship the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So she was going on a date. This was before Tinder, too.
Yeah.
Tinder wasn't around. So
Yeah.
she was going on a date to go on. I realized way before then, but she went on a date pretty much for free food. So there's some girls that go on dates just to go out to dinner. Because I noticed I used to get, like, every weekend I was going on a date with a different girl, but it never went beyond that first date. It was always first date. So it's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, she's been with her boyfriend for four or 5 years already. I don't recall going on a date with you. I don't remember who you are, XYZ. And I was like, wow, that's very cold.
So before I met Julie, and we met, you know, not at the church, but through like an ex-girlfriend, but that was like a part of like, you know, our church group. So it was at her birthday party, and I was like, my wife walked in, and I just saw her, and I was like, oh, I just need to know you. Like, I just want to know who you are. And apparently I left an impression. No, like just like a sense of like, I don't, it's hard to, not like in a biblical sense, no, but no, it was
not
like,
not just that, but
not there, like, not that she wasn't attractive. It was just like, it wasn't even like, oh, I want to like have sex with this girl. It was like, I was like, no, I just want to know who you are. Like, for some reason, I just felt like that drive, which was great. But before I met like her, I was engaged to another girl who also like, I just like had this like, I don't know. I kind of always was like, I didn't spark. I dated a lot, but I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. Meaning, because it's like, it was really like there was a spark that I was like, oh, okay, that's what I'm looking for. And all right, Solemn dropping his 36 months, 3 years of support, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's pump it up to 16. I love it. Thank you, man. But go ahead.
I think that's foreshadowing. It was about 3 years till No Rest for the Wicked would be officially launched.
Probably. Well, that's the thing. I'm like, set your expectations to late 2026. And just expect that it could still be later than that. Let them cook. I know I know we all want, especially I really am looking forward to when console players can get their hands on it, but yeah, let's let them cook. I do wonder though, what comes out first, Lightning of Fire or No Rest for the Wicked?
Lightning of Fire?
Lightning of Fire. It's the Hello Games next game they're working on. They've already they put 5 years into it, so now they're at 6.5 years of development.
Never heard of it. But there was something I also wanted to say when I was saying how my mom was that way, right? So the reason why I laughed so hard at that car accident was because I was in the military for a bit. I was a paratrooper.
Thanks for your service, dude. That's awesome.
Thanks. All right. Thank you for the taxes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
but I was a paratrooper. As a joke that they say when you go through training for jumping out of the plane, they kind of just push you out. You know.
Yeah.
It's a little joke. But my second jump, my parachute didn't open. It was a delayed chute. It's something called a collapse chute. So
oh my gosh.
When the chute opens up, it opens up underneath itself. So it's like kind of clasped together.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of like pull the risers and stuff to get it open. But the reason why, well, I don't remember the reason why it was collapsed, but the pilot was very aggressive on that flight up. He was like, we were kind of like tossed in the cabin when he was flying up. I don't know what the reason was. But it's called a stick, so it's rows, like it's 20 per row. 20 on, it's 4 rows, it's 20 on each side, stick 19. So I'm in the second row and the number 19. So the second to last person on the first, on the right side of the plane.
Yeah.
I landed the same time as number 2. But
wow.
My friend jumped out of the plane and she hit a Humvee. So she had got stuff, yeah. She had got a concussion and she got pretty much separated because of the issue. She got really damaged. She's still fine, but she gets like head damage and issues and stuff. But her shoot was fine. She didn't, her shoot was open.
She just hit the ground hard.
Yeah, she hit the Humvee. She hit a Humvee. She didn't hit the ground.
Well, that's my point. It's like
Yeah.
she hit it hard.
Yeah, she hit it hard.
Parachutes only do so much.
Yeah, and then I'm like, damn, and my chute didn't even open, and I landed on the ground fine, and everyone ran over to me and was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Get off me, I'm fine."
Dude,
And
Solon says he's coming to Texas. He's on a trip from California, going back to the East Coast. Dude, 100%. Let's we'll sync up. I'll make sure you have my cell phone number and whatnot, and then we can hopefully get together. I'm going to let you know Texas is a really big state, so it's like
My brother's in California right now.
yeah, so when that happened, in airborne school, I didn't really think about it that much.
Yeah.
And when I in the car crash, I was like, damn, my mom really does that, but it's always
Yeah.
always worried about me. But I don't think I even told her. I told her the airborne school thing, but I didn't tell her about the car crash part. I just kind of like,
you know what's
Oh,
Does
interesting
she
though.
know now?
yeah, huh?
Does she know now about the car crash?
No, I wasn't hurt,
Okay.
Because then
And she calls you every day.
Yeah, I never told her about the car crash.
How
Never told
nuts would it be if she calls you and she's like, "I was watching Ginger Prime stream, and you got in a car crash."
Dude, when I got into a car crash, first thing I did was call my mom
her. Yeah,
to let her know I was alive.
It's like, I'm
I
alive.
called my brother, and my brother is in New York. I called my brother, and then I called my best friend who lives out here to help me and pick me up and stuff. But I never told my mom about that one.
Yeah.
But I told her about the airborne school and the plane thing. But
Do y'all believe like in signs or anything like that? Like just not necessarily coincidences.
I do, even like before I came back.
Yeah, because like my parents would say, like my parents, one of the things like, and this would be something that I think anybody here can try. You know, it's just like they would pray for me and my brother and sister, our future spouses, right? So they had a dedication to praying for whoever we were supposed to marry, if we were supposed to marry, or in this, in my case, the priesthood was something I was like at the seminary for like maybe a week. I really wanted to be a priest, but it was like, through that discernment, I was like, yeah, God's not calling me to be a priest.
Well, you can't be a priest. You're ginger. You have no soul.
oh man,
that's awesome.
sorry, you're not qualified, sir.
Yeah, we require souls to be in this business. But one of the things that for them, like I said, I was engaged. That didn't obviously work out. And we ended the engagement. And then, there was like a kind of a period, but my parents would have a dedication to St. Raphael, and for all of us kids. So my wife's middle name is Raphael, and then there's so many little things. And when we got married, we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon, and we went to mass out there at the Church of St. Raphael, and it was just all these little things, and those are only a handful that I can think of right now off the top of my head. I'm sure there's several others, but it's like, yeah, that's kind of I don't know. It brings me a smile on my face, and I would love to get back out to Hawaii. Just probably not soon.
I can think of a couple when I came to this girl, but
I get that same support. My mom, but she does it in reverse. My mom prays if the woman's not right for me. She's supposed to go.
Oh, that works really good too. No, like it's. That's the thing my parents would say, and it's honestly I used it. Like if it's like you got a friend and it's like you're not sure, like because there are definitely people who come in your life and they will drag you down, and it's like and the balance and the struggle is like, especially as somebody who's a Christian, it's like, okay, well, like am I supposed to be there for this person and help them, etc. And so it's just like, all right, God, if this relationship isn't from you, and it's not like always, but there's been a couple of ones that like, I was like, oh, and then they were like gone, and it wasn't like, there was not like, and no, they're just like, all right, we're not gonna be around anymore. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
Hope you-
I was talking to a young lady probably about in April, May, and then I was talking to her for a few. Told my mom about her, and then I think probably like within the week after I told my mom, she was gone. She just kind of like ghosted, and then my mom was like, "Oh, how's your young lady?" And she was like, "I was like, oh, she just stopped talking to me. She just disappeared." She's like, "Yeah, I prayed, and she wasn't right for you. She just leave you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
It sucks because you're single right now, but it's like hopefully like you're able to find the right woman for you, and then it's like, oh yeah, thank goodness, you know, you go back and hug your mom, you're like, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely don't need that. You don't need that toxicity around you. Type of problems.
Oh man, it's, I don't know, man. I'm like, all right. I dated some crazy girls, like, and I'm talking about like, whoa, like, okay, well.
Oh yeah. But I actually had a question the other day. I think I posted on Reddit, but I didn't get any responses.
Reddit is not a good place to post questions.
Well, it was
From my experience.
For No Rest for the Wicked, not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's
I only talk. Anytime I use Reddit, I use Reddit for mostly whatever game I'm talking about. I don't really go on there for any life advice. Of course not, or the support. But in No Rest for the Wicked, I was like, I posted a question. I said, what is like a feature that you don't really see common in RPGs that you really enjoyed, but it's not really, you don't really see much, you don't see often?
Sub jobs. Like
sub jobs?
Yeah, like, and they do exist in a handful, like in Bravery Default, for example. So that like that's where they're using that system. But I honestly feel like, especially with modern day Square Enix, like they have an inversion to any form of build mindset. It's like, it's so curated. It's so like, I don't know. What's a good term? Milk toast. That it's like, come on. Oh,
I think Lineage 2 had a subclass system.
Yeah.
It was all right though. It wasn't that.
Well, it's not like that's gonna cure everything, but it's just like the idea that you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna, you know, and build all that out. I don't know. Kind of neat.
I think that I have like 3 systems that I find.
Okay.
But what are your 3?
All right, so I loved originally Phantasy Star Online.
Yes.
The mags, how the mags were your stats, and then instead of
and you feed them.
You feed them and you build your stats off that, and if you didn't like it, you just get a new mag. You don't have to destroy the character. You
Right.
Find a new mag. I loved that. And I kind of love the material system in Phantasy Star 2 and the stat pieces that you can find. Like there's attack material, defense material,
right,
focus material. I like that, and there was a cap, and then, but you couldn't respec them, so to speak. But
right.
I loved that. And there's 2 more, but one more that I find more interesting was there's this RPG called Granada with Spada.
Ooh, Granada, yeah.
I love the stance system with the weapons. I loved that system, like how they changed. You can have the same weapon and just fight differently with the same weapon. I loved that.
The Ziz says they should add a no fall damage potion. That would be cool.
No fall damage potion.
Or like a feather.
Feathering.
Oh, that'd be an interesting.
Like,
right.
So WoW, World of Warcraft has something called a light feather, which was originally used for a levitation or slow fall spell.
In this other game called Tree of Savior, that was.
Oh my god, that game! I haven't played that game in.
I still play it once in a while.
Is it good still? Is it even still good?
It's gotten a little bit worse because now they're coming out with more new classes, but everything is behind the gacha paywall.
Oh man!
You can still buy the class.
I do not let my kids play gacha games because I do not want
how much are the classes?
Yeah, so it's gacha classes, You can still buy them with in-game silver, but it's kind of hard unless you're like really strong.
They're super expensive.
Yeah, super expensive.
Yeah,
So,
obviously. Okay.
silver, stuff like
I
that.
haven't played that game in a long time.
30 million silver. But I love that class structure in that game. Just the fact that you can just, there's so many options, even though
Oh yeah.
meta
That,
isn't really.
that was a unique way to do things.
Yeah, I didn't like, the meta is always gonna outshine everything else, but I love the fact that it was so unique.
That's why I say screw the meta. Just play what you want.
Yeah, I played whatever I wanted, and I loved that like class structure and building so many different opportunities. And then there's the base class, and then there's so many branches off the base class. So it's not like you have to just merge. Oh, I'm a swordsman and I have to do cleric. No, if you're swordsman, you're swordsman. But here's all the other swordsman varieties you can use. I love that.
What I like in terms of like progression, because I know a lot of people get frustrated at RNG, and for some reason I don't necessarily feel like I see this a lot, but I see a lot of people invest in either RNG systems or like in pure static progression systems, and I'm like, get a blend of both. Get a blend of both, so that way you can have that excitement that you got this really cool role. Because like when a progression is purely RNG, it's like if you went to your job, you worked a full day, and then at the end of the day you rolled some dice to see whether or not you got paid, and you're like, wait a minute, I was here. Why did that guy get paid? I didn't get paid. Sorry, you rolled a 7. Like, oh no. And so if there's some also static progression that's also married alongside that, that's what I like to see. Same thing also with XP at level cap. Like, just give me something that I can put that towards, and it doesn't need to be power based,
Yeah, I'm gonna call it Tallstria Saber. They have
prettiest girl in the room is not the one. Hey, and also like, so Robert signed up earlier on the Prime, but he's also been a member for 8 months now. Thank you, Robert. Love it.
in Tria's Savior, they have like this empty vial you can get. So if your character's max, any experience you get, you can kind of like store it in a vial and use it towards another character. Like, that was a cool system. I enjoyed that. They had their weapon system is probably, there's so many levels to their weapon system in that game, but a lot of it was kind of a little bit pay to win originally, not so much now, but it was a lot more pay to win on the gear back in the day. But I kind of liked it because they have like, just like how you roll stats in this game with Fallen Embers, and they have the whole like exalting to get it to max. They had pretty much the similar system.
Yeah.
But they also had, you know, stats that are like, you know, like your actual stats. I wish they had that for gear like this. So like, all right, I'm level 30. Let me get +5 strength or whatever, or +10 strength. I'm surprised they don't have like those type of rolls in the game. Yeah, those would be cool.
Hold on to that and give that to my faith build.
The most simplest game I've ever played though, with like building, is Silk Road Online.
Which one?
Silk Road Online.
Okay.
It was a free to, especially it came out around the time where like when free to play MMOs were just starting to come out a little bit frequently, but there was like some of them were very low quality. You had like Repels. I don't know if you remember Repels.
Nope.
Do you ever played Guns?
Guns?
Yeah, there's a game called Guns Online.
I've probably heard of it, but what is this?
I'm trying to remember. There's another game that was popular. War Rock. You ever heard of War Rock?
War Rock.
Yeah.
No.
All right, damn. There was this company called IJJI, IJJI.
Okay.
Have like free to play games, a whole bunch of different games, but there was around that time, and Silk Road wasn't one of them, but there was just around that element, and they only had 2 stats: strength and int. That was
Interesting.
it. Yeah, so if you use strength, you increased your defense, physical attack power, and your HP. If you used int, it was your magical defense, MP, and magical attack power. That was it. and I was like, man, this game is simple. But the stat structure was very not the stats, the skills. They had a lot. It was weird, but cool. I enjoyed it.
A mini map. I go back and forth. Honestly, I have no issue with it like being an option, but that's where I would say like it'd be really cool if they turned on the UI customization and stuff. So that way you could have a mini map, and then somebody who doesn't want a mini map, and then into the custom realms where it's like, yes, mini maps are allowed, no mini maps aren't.
I have a love-hate relationship with the mini map.
Yeah, I don't think the mini map in this game is really necessary, because the levels, once you get used to the game, you know where everything is. Like I know pretty much where everything is in this game right now.
Well, a big part of driving that is actually not having the mini map, because I found that by turning off mini maps in games, I felt like, oh, I'm getting that immersive experience, because I played Ghost of Tsushima, right? And I was like blown away, because it will help you with the wind, will kind of guide you to where you need to go. So I'm getting that visual indication, but I'm getting it from the world. And then I was like, all right, so okay, do this and do this, and then I kind of let myself get distracted. But I felt so immersed in that world, and it helped that it was a beautiful world to be in. So one game actually, with this whole Xbox OS stuff they've been testing out. Now it's like, man, I might pick that game up for PC and actually finish it, because I liked it. Like playing a PlayStation game on my Xbox.
Oh man, have you ever played Torchlight 2?
I did play Torchlight 2.
I did like the mini map in that one. How you could kind of like overlay it off to the side, and it's not a little compass, and it was over your character, like a little bit over your screen. I kind of like that one a little bit. That one was pretty good.
Very nice.
You kind of toggle it, make it, instead of it being the radar in the top corner, you could just. That one was all right. Not too bad. Kind of helped you when you needed it to.
I don't know if I need any of that.
Did you get the, is it Finich? Not Finich, the other guy from the...
I did unlock him in this world. I have not ever seen him show up, but it is after 8 o'clock here.
Yeah, he should be here, yeah.
Let's go see if we can find him. I did unlock him on this world.
Yeah, he's up
and
top.
I have never seen him spawn. Ever.
Yeah, every time I go shop at Greenwich, I always think about that guy. So that's why I saw him shop. I was like, hey,
oh, wait, what time is it? What time is it?
To the right, yeah.
Yeah, he ain't here.
I actually broke a realm trying to get him. Well, it says it's 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah. It's actually 9 o'clock now. He has never shown up for me.
Probably got to reload.
I have.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just because when I unlocked him, I'm waiting to see what happens with the update, because it's like, like I'm sure there's gonna be tons of bug fixes.
Yeah,
but
I think sometimes he won't show up unless you kind of like refresh, like log in, log back out. That's how it is sometimes.
Oh yeah, because I started playing before 8.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Maybe
it's
we'll
funny,
give it a shot.
I actually broke one of my realms trying to get him. I never saw him. So I would do the like clock reset to trying to change it so it could go to the time. And then I kept doing it to see if I could find like a good item, because I was like, I didn't really like his items. So I was like, let me see if I get something better. So I kind of moved the clock forward a few times, and then now I put it back, and now one of my realms, the time doesn't change, nothing resets. Whatever I bought is there.
That's how it is.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, whatever. But I have like, a few realms, so.
Oh, now we're getting into the snooze. There we go. At least got that to level 12. Drop these weapons off. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think it's gonna be fun. A little midday break. Hopefully, we'll see some good things.
Yeah, I don't like. I originally was expecting multiplayer and stuff like that, but now I don't even know.
I think that's going to be where you see the any kind of drama flare up. People are like, "Where's you said multiplayer?" It's like, yes, like that's the next major milestone update. That is not this one.
I don't. All right, so I think people complain about a certain ring in this game, and I just think they're complaining about it in anticipation of PvP.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I think people are complaining about the ring. Because I'm like, Ring of Determination isn't bad. It's kind of.
I have never seen that drop.
8 of them.
You have 8. Wow.
Yeah, because after I beat the game, I just farmed Crucible, and then I would.
Is that where the ring drops?
Yep.
Well, hell, let's go see if we can farm some Crucible then. What are we doing not in the Crucible?
Yeah, just do the
Actually,
Crucible, man.
let me check my food real quick, because that's the thing about Crucible. You want to go in with some food stuffs. Yeah, Robert, this game's in early access right now. And then I've been at the earliest thinking maybe mid to late 2026, but we probably still have a good while to go, because co-op, sacrament, combat, and who knows if there's anything in between combat and 1.0, and this is just the start too. So like this is like what they've described as their Fellowship of the Ring.
That map that they released is.
Where am I going? I was going. Oh, I was so stupid. Sorry, go ahead.
the future development map that they said they plan to get. It's huge compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
I looked at it the first time. I was like, this is the same map. Wait, I was like, wait, hold up. And I was like, wait, oh, Sacrament's right here? This is a little spot here. I was like, oh, never mind. It looks huge.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is definitely a game that I had a lot of fun playing when I first got it. Right now, I'm kind of taking a break because
Good.
I got like 350 hours into the game.
Dude, like that's the thing. People will, and I do wonder how much of that is just like the problem of content creators and content creation, right? Because it's like, oh, I can't take a break, so I gotta just be mad. It's like, oh man.
I'm not a content creator. I try to make it. I don't have patience to edit a video.
Yeah. It ends up being a process, and it's like, okay. But what I mean by that though is that there is this sense of like hustle culture within gaming, where like at the root of it, like we're playing a game, we're having fun, we're relaxing, but then now there's this kind of like it's like PvP, but in all of video games. Like I got to be the first to do this, I got to be this, so like because a lot of people use that to try and grow as a as content creator, etc. online. And I'm like, oh, it just seems like an interesting problem.
You played Elden Ring, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't finished it though. Like I've done a couple of streams on it, and it's been great. Like I pick up another game.
This is like one creator every 12 hours he came out with a new build video, and he come out with some other video. And I'm like, bro, some of this is just clickbait, man. Like, you're not even saying anything.
Especially if you're like entire livelihood on that. Like, dude, if you're saying like, oh, I need to make sure I get 100,000 people to view this video, or my kids aren't gonna be able to do the thing that we're not gonna be able to sign up for soccer. It's like, yeah, dude, I get that temptation, but I'm like, that's why I was like, you can't rely on this guy. It's like.
Yeah, after a while, I was like, I'm not watching his videos. It's so much. It was too much. It was like uploading videos every few minutes, and not every few minutes, but it was at least 2 a day. And I'm like, some of these videos weren't even that informative. I'm like,
yeah.
I forgot the guy's name, but it wasn't a name. It was kind of like some title type name, but I remember he used to do that, and I was just like, oh, okay. Not fun.
Yeah.
But Yeah, you gotta farm the Crucible, man.
Yeah, we got it. That's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go farm that thing. Cool. I'll sell the rest of this stuff. And then, is there any? Cool. Looking forward to being able to have the thing that tells me, yeah, where all my stuff is. The little mats. Oh, this is my gym and skills thing.
I just resort to houses, so I think I have every house. So I put like weapons in one house.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Food. Yeah, so I was just like, all right, so I don't have to worry about remembering where everything is.
Dude, yeah, I'd be so terrible. People are like, full time. I was like, I don't get to have that as a dream, guys. It's like, I've got people who need me, and at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'll play video games. I'm thrilled that people like to show up and hang out with me on a live stream. Like, this in and of itself is just like, oh, cool. But yeah, it's like, oh, this is what I want to, like, I don't have that. That's not a choice that I get to make.
I do use that corpse smear blade on my first character build.
I like it a lot. I honestly, I think it's a fun weapon. Nothing but Elden Ring Night Ring. I was thinking about picking that up, and then I just get busy, and I was like, I didn't hear like a lot of like, oh, we got to play it. I got more invites to go play Dune, which I was like, oh man, I would like to really check out Dune, and then I just haven't been the bullet yet.
I've heard. I just looked it up the other day after I played Chrono Odyssey, because I was like, Chrono Odyssey kind of gave me that itch. Yeah. Because I enjoyed New World when I played it.
Oh, dude, yeah, me too.
I didn't. Once they did the update with the weapon, the mace, and the level cap, I was like, I'm not playing this anymore.
Yeah.
That pissed me off, because I'm like
the mace with the like, I love my healer build because I do the healing life staff and the mace, and I'm like, this is so fun.
Yeah, I never got to play the mace. I just didn't like the fact that they made it the expansion. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, now it's the base game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the base game now?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you still have to buy the expansion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But now it's just part of the
Oh,
base
dear
game.
God.
Oh, you're getting owned.
Yeah, like it's that guy with his like fury swipes.
Just put bombs at him.
That's not a bad idea. I always forget about bombs.
Yeah, so when they did the release expansion, I never played it. I tried to play probably like within the last month. I tried to play a little bit, but every time I see that I can't use the mace, it made me angry, because I'm like, I bought the game.
Right.
I bought every battle pass since the game came out, and now you're making me buy the expansion? Come on, like.
Yeah, I was not a fan of their implementation of Battle Pass.
Yeah, I didn't like that they did the Battle Pass that much, but I still bought it anyway because I kind of.
I thought they should not have done that to begin with, especially the stuff that they were offering in the Battle Pass. I didn't think it was proper. I didn't think. Well, not that it wasn't worth it, because it became worth it in later Battle Passes. Because they would give away like free a legendary, right? They would give away like actual weapons and armor in the Battle Pass, and I'm just like, dude,
this is
don't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think there's a way to craft them after the fact.
If they gave away the recipes, I think that'd be kind of fun, but you'd have to give another method of earning them.
I think so. No, it was you either got it through the Battle Pass or through like a PvP reward or something.
Yeah.
Like eventually it wound up being in like a PvP reward, because there was a great sword that was like best in slot for what I wanted to do. And I had to do PvP in order to get it, like, because it dropped from the PvP rewards, but it was originally a Battle Pass weapon. And I was like, wow, you guys suck.
What I enjoy.
Robert the Legend. Hold on one second. Robert says, I have little interest in the game. I just tune in to your lives when I see them. Dude, thank you. Thanks so much, man. Anyway, go ahead.
Chat.
What I enjoyed about the game was I liked when they didn't cap the proficiencies. Like after you got to the max level, you could still get more stuff.
Yeah, I still have that.
Skills. I know. I enjoyed that, but once they, like the last expansion with the level cap and the weapon stuff, that really turned me off. I didn't like. If you wanted to do that, I think they should have just did. All right, maybe you have to do a quest or lock, something else to get the next weapon, and then maybe another quest to unlock the level cap, and then hey, the expansion, you pay for the expansion if you want mounts or all this other stuff. Like do that, because I didn't really care for the mounts.
Yeah,
that'd be optional.
I listen, dude. I had the standard mount because no one else had it. No one else used it, so I just
Yeah, it was. They had the bear mounts. I got that. Okay.
I didn't even get to use the mounts. I think you needed the expansion for the mounts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. It's not that I didn't have the money. It was just for me the principle. Like,
No, I feel you.
I get you.
Most of the game, I already paid so much, and I got banned one time.
Oh man, dude, there were some issues with that. Like random people would just get banned. It's like what?
Yeah, there was pretty atrocious banning.
I got banned, and the way I got banned was so weird because I logged in. I was in the queue. Remember that login queue? I went to the bathroom, came back. I see him in the game, and I'm like, and it says banned, and I'm like, what?
Nani?
But one thing I'm not gonna say I didn't use anything. I did use that Overwolf thing. So, but that Overwolf was very it was up and down. It was like you could use it, you can't use it. You could use
Right,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, something like
it's like Square Enix with add-ons. Just don't talk about add-ons. Like you're creating a problem.
Yeah, you can use it, but don't use it. Like
no, you can use them, but don't say you're using them.
Right.
I don't think I
That's literally how they're
detected.
so dumb.
So
No,
that's
they don't detect it. It's like literally like self-reported, and then you get like the crazies, that were like going and reporting streamers because the streamer's using like not even a parser, like they were using like a shader. It's like man.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was just like, okay, I logged in and it said I was just banned, and so I end up buying another one because I enjoyed the game. I didn't care. Like, you can't stop this train.
I like you a lot.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go buy it again, and then I bought another game, played it, got to max level again, and I was like, all right, cool, let me continue. Let me continue where I left off, and so I think on that game alone, I probably spent $60 each plus the battle passes every month for probably like a year. So, but see, that's how you know that that expansion was so bad towards me, because I bought the game twice. I didn't even care for that, but just the expansion made me angry.
Yeah, I do hope that we see them continue to, because I'm fine with them making expansions. I think it'd be kind of, but I think I kind of like the expansion that gets bundled. So it's like, let's say you skip this expansion, but new expansion comes out. It's like, you pay one fee and it gets you both. So you're not
if they do another one, if they do another one and there's more content and I could just buy that and get everything else previously, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I think that's how you handle it. In my mind.
But I don't think that last expansion, that whatever expansion that was pretty much for 3 features. I didn't really care to pay for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm paying for 5 extra levels, like just 5. Couldn't just give me that for free? Like 5 levels.
Yeah, especially with like the battle pass. Like honestly, that'd be kind of neat if there was like, I see that you've purchased every battle pass expansion for free. It's like,
exactly, yeah.
Like, keep playing, and keep buying these battle passes. Matt says, is it worth grinding the Crucible, or should you go to Nameless Pass first? Just hit level 11 for reference. I think you can do whatever. Like if you're interested more in hitting level cap, go and do the open world stuff. But there's apparently some really cool stuff that drops from the Crucible, so we'll see if we can get lucky and get some of that cool stuff. Oh crap. Oh crap. Get off that. All right.
Don't go over there.
Yeah. Said
Here's
bombs. Yeah, go ahead.
what I would say is, if you're gonna play this game, play through, do the story, don't ignore the Crucible. But once you beat the game the first time, Crucible, you can just grind it with on alternate characters. You know, you have to go through making a new character, a new realm, going through the whole story. You can literally go in here, get to level 11, go in here, and just get to max level in like 2 hours.
I think that's by design though, Matt. Like, because it's meant to be played and retried, and essentially what you will find is that there's times where you're like, I'm doing lots of Crucible runs, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go back in the open world and farm up materials and just kind of do the, like I like that balance. I like that there's XP in the Crucible, even though it's like severely reduced overall. It beats the update where they got rid of it, because it's like, oh, okay. that drove me nuts.
Yeah, and then plus, if you're playing through the regular story, also if you're doing it to like from alternate characters, it's gonna take a lot more time for you, and especially if you, like me, I have to learn about it. So after a while, I'm like, all right, I don't want to keep going through the story.
All right, sorry, 1 second, I'm getting a phone call.
I'm actually gonna try to download reinstall New World.
It's up to you, dude.
Gonna go through and
I mean, they've added a
Kids are
decent
driving
amount.
Julie crazy. Like, yell at them. I'm like, okay.
Well, kids can't drive you crazy if there are no kids.
Ah.
hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
Just saying, a well-placed 45 goes a long way.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm sorry. I am so
Dark.
yeah, I'm
no,
dark.
that reminds me of
There's a lot of things. Like my brother and I have the same sense of humor, but I will make jokes about things he won't touch.
that reminds
Like my humor is very broad.
that reminds me of a very dark joke.
Okay.
Is
Have
it
you
that
ever
baby
heard of
joke?
Anthony Jeselnik?
No.
No, Anthony Jeselnik. So he's a very dark comedian.
Okay.
So he makes jokes like, he's like, my grandmother has dementia. So we have a hard time finding her. So what we did, we put a bell on her neck so we can know where she is at all times. And people are like, what? He's like, see, if you don't understand that joke, you don't understand how big bells can get. And I mean, that thing was really heavy. I was like, oh man, this guy is too much. There was another one.
Wait, sorry, 1 second. I'm back. I feel for her. Yeah, it's like they're just not going to bed. They're disrespecting her, and I don't like that.
Oh, and you're not there to slap him into shape.
Yeah, because it's like, all right, do not disrespect your mother. And I also follow it up with, and do not disrespect my wife. It's like, she's your mother, but she's also my wife, and you better knock this off.
And listen to you.
They do, and that's the problem. I was like, gosh, I wish Julie would be harder on the kids sometimes, because like I show up and she's like, they're so behaved for you. I was like, well, yeah. We have a lot of fun, but we have a lot of fun, and it's the same thing with like, in my view of training a dog. It's that I don't want a dog that's tearing up furniture and doing all these things, but you invest in the dog, you put a lot of time with them early on, and when they're a puppy, and yes, you're gonna have a couple messes on the floor, but you should crate train them, and there's some things that you can really do, and it's gonna improve the dog's life, it's gonna improve your life, so that way you're not trying to deal with like a 5-year-old, dog that doesn't know how to live in your house. And it's like, yeah, like train them young, establish the rules, and stick with it. And now it's like, I have a great dog. She eats the baby's diapers, which is disgusting, but I can't seem to fix that.
Probably, I don't know how to do that. Keep his diapers out of reach.
Yep.
He had one more joke, which I find
Oh yeah.
is dark too. He has a lot of them, but if you ever get time and you want to see Anthony Jeselnik, he's dark.
Anthony Jeselnik. I like all comedy, which gets me in trouble.
Yeah. And so he says, he's like, my parents, when they were growing up, gotta keep a gun to protect the 5 children. Gotta keep a gun to protect the 5 children. And then later it on, he's like, you gotta get rid of the gun to protect the 4 children. And then he's like, I was getting really good at the end too. I was like, what? I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is so, oh man, he's so funny. But he's dark, I love him though. Because he doesn't really laugh at his jokes either. He kind of gives that like very nonchalant.
That's good. I mean, I hate it when, this is just me, right? I do not like it when comedians laugh at their own jokes, because to me that's like laughing at your own, that's like huffing your own farts.
It happens, but it's, yeah, like I'm not like, oh yeah, here's my joke, and no.
It depends. If the joke delivers at the end, I can understand, because sometimes I say scenarios of jokes about what happened in my life, and there's parts that I laugh so hard, it's hard for me to get it out. So I can understand that. But if the comedian's laughing very hard before he gives a joke and the joke doesn't punch, I'm like, all right.
I mean,
Try to promote the joke.
Oh man, I'm in the thick of it.
I think that skill's regurgitate, the one that they do to throw up.
Jeez Louise.
that would be fitting.
Yeah, I have the room for it.
So many. So I'll tell you guys a story about one of the jokes that was just like where I did laugh pretty hard, because it ended up being so perfect, because it wasn't like prepared material, it ended up being more crowd work. So I was hosting a show in Fort Worth, and 95% of the room was just like the best black audience you could ever hope for at a comedy show. So they were just rowdy, having a good time, and a lot of fun. And so I did my set, and then I would do like bits between, because I was kind of hosting the show. And towards the end, like somebody was doing some stuff that was really racist and funny, but I was like, do y'all want to hear my most racist joke that got me canceled online? And the whole audience was like, yeah, let's go, dude. Yeah. And one guy's like yelled out, he's like, make sure you say it to the N words in the back. And he didn't use the term N word.
No, yeah.
And it was like, and I was like, well, I would, but it's kind of dark in here. I can't see them. Where are they? And that killed. And then it was like, and then I followed up. I was like, oh, I see a smile. And dude, like the room, like everybody, like the whole room, like it was like everybody was just gasping because it was like laughing so hard. And it was like not prepared. But then I busted because I just was like, gosh, wow, that was like I couldn't prepare material that good. You know, it was just like, it was one of those awesome in the moment.
Some of the best stuff is off the cuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying to work on this joke a little bit more funnier, but this is, I'm from New York, of course, so I've been taking the train and subway, and then there was one time I was on the train, and this lady comes on, she has like 4 kids with her, and you know, New York law is you don't sit next to anybody. You always keep a gap. You always keep an empty seat, you know? You always keep a gap until it's fully packed. So then it was fully packed. So she sits one of her kids down next to me. One of the kids sits down next to me. And I'm on my phone, and he rests himself right on my lap, like his elbow, he rests in my lap to look at my phone. And I'm like, looking at his mom like, yo, can you get your kid off me? Like, this is weird. I don't even know this kid. Why is he on me? So then I kind of like do the little like leg shake to see if he gets off.
Yeah.
Like, get off me. But then everyone is just looking at me and I'm like getting uncomfortable. And then I said, this child is a predator. I'm like, this is a child predator. He's taking advantage of his innocence of me, and I can't do anything. So then I put my phone away, and I have my backpack strapped on my lap. So then he starts playing with one of the straps, like the something called the D rings that you have.
Yeah.
In your backpack. I was dangling and playing with that, and then so it's right on the inside of my knee. And he's dangling that, playing with that thing and looking.
Oh no.
And I'm like, somebody help me, please. Like, you know, I need some help. You know, it's your whole life, somebody help me. And I'm just like, I got abused by this guy. And everyone just watched and looked. And no one helped me. So I was trying to make it a little bit more funnier, but
no, man, there is a bit in there. There is a
bit in there.
I was like, this is child predator watching me, and everyone just looking because he's
child predators. Where's Arnold Schwarzenegger when you need him?
Yeah, I was like, get him off. But I understand also because the mom was kind of like, all right, he's not running around the train and doing crazy stuff. He's not making noise. So she's like, yeah, he's happy. He's sitting down. So he's fine.
Man.
Get the guy he's playing with.
This is on the subway?
Yeah, it was on the subway.
Oh, jeez.
There was one other time I seen a kid commit involuntary
manslaughter. Oh no!
Because he was playing around, he's running around on the train, his mom's talking, she's running around, running back and forth on the train, and then he licked one of the poles.
Oh no!
He was running around and he's like, hey, lick the pole, and I said, that kid don't know what he just did. He's licking.
Is this the New York subway?
Yes, the New York subway. He licked the pole of the train.
You do not lick that. You do not lick that.
I was like, that kid is not gonna be good.
That kid just signed a death sentence.
Yeah, I was like, oh man. But I was like, oh man. That's crazy.
That's not self-harm, that's suicide.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that obviously, but yeah, that was definitely self-harm. I was like, oh man.
I mean, listen, when they find like a relative of the bubonic plague in the New York subway, you know it's bad.
Yeah,
yeah. They found
they got me.
They surveyed like, what was it, 500 subway stops, and they found like a ridiculous amount of just hostile bacteria.
Hostile bacteria.
It was, I,
Yeah,
it was like years ago.
The New York train stations are miles and miles of just filth. The amount of rats that are only there alone, it's
Oh, dude,
crazy.
I've never been to New York City, and it's like, yeah, I've
You
only
do
heard
not want
stories.
to.
I've been to Newark
I-
Airport.
That's about as far as you need to go.
Oh, I see.
The only
yeah.
thing you would go to New York for, New York City, are for the museums
Yeah.
and some of the cathedrals. Like St. Patrick's Cathedral is beautiful.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
The restaurants too. There's a lot of food options. There's so much food. Like,
Oh yeah, a lot of food.
yeah, I live in North Carolina now, and there's not
Okay.
much food options as much as New York. New York, you can like literally walk down and get every culture of food.
Oh,
Yeah, my brother's
yeah.
got like
I was at Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston and stuff like that, and it's like some of just the absolute best Italian food. It's like, oh my goodness, yeah.
yeah.
And then like in New York, they have so much like small cultural spots. Like there's Chinatown, there's Little
Italy.
Koreatown,
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen. It's so much food. I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can go. In New York, you can go to out. Say if you want to go out to eat every night at a restaurant, you
You can do that in like
go to the same place twice.
you could do
That's
that
nice.
for like a month or in like a 2-block radius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
there's
gonna-
just food on every corner.
Well, I'm gonna wrap up for the evening and get some rest
Okay.
because I got to get up early. Big day tomorrow. We're moving the family back in, which I'm really thrilled about. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for joining me, Clark, for coming in here. First time in the on the live show. So please feel free to whenever you see me in here, jump on in. And that's always an open invitation to anybody else out there who wants to come hang out and just shoot the stuff and and talk games and life and all kinds of stuff. But thank you guys so much for the 32 likes, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow when we're kind of looking at the newest update for Wicked Inside and hopefully getting some I'm really hoping for patch notes. Thanks to Robert and thanks to Tip who Trip, excuse me, who also became members, and we had several super chats here today as well. Let me see here if it shows me your activity. Yes, perfect. Trip also with the super chat, and the Trash Can Man with the super chat. So thank you, and thank you Solemn for the 3-year membership renewal. So, all right, thanks so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next thing. But until then, take care.